Alrighty. Hello, everybody, and welcome back for episode 480 of Journey to the Farlands. Just 20 off the big 500, and I still have to think of what I want to do for that. That's a big number, so I'm gonna have to think of something. But I'm back, and we're back to walking. Took a little bit of a break unintentionally. I still got a Subnautica Below Zero stream uploaded and stuff, so it wasn't completely dead, and an old Journey episode got uploaded, but it's been like a few days. Anyway, update on subscriber. I guess this is a new thing I could do for the episodes. Is the follower count and subscriber count have gone up quite a ways, so very nice. I think it was up from 1138 and 178. Yeah, 178 Twitch followers. So we're on the up and up, and of course I'm going to be on the up and up in Journey as well. Anywho's world size is 38 gigabytes, 135.61 megabytes. So we're pretty sizable. We're pretty sizable, as always, and ever increasing. Anywho, it is nighttime, so I should probably sleep. Oh man, it's been a while since I've been in this world. I've been used to walking in Journey every day, but the few days away it was nice. And let me get my coordinates to make sure I'm going the right way. Yeah, I magically figured it out. My natural compass seems to still work sometimes. But yeah, things have slowed down a little bit, of course, the last few days. But I've got a pretty wide open week. Well, not completely, but about as wide open as I could get with a job. So there should be plenty of marathonage to catch up, make up for lost time. Hopefully, if all goes well, maybe even cross 10 million very soon. I would very much like to do that. 10 mil would be pretty cool, honestly. And I've still got quite a ways left in the journey, so gotta get walking, is what that's telling me. And obviously, I've got my final push, but the final push will only be able to do so much. I'll have to still push along, you know. I can't just stay stagnant for too long, so I'm gonna get back to her, and I'm feeling actually quite rejuvenated. I know I don't remember which episode it was, but I did mention that I've been kind of feeling out of it for Journey, like at least doing like the long episodes. I'm okay. Like it's I was just kind of mentioning that you kind of get a little bit of you have to push yourself a little bit at that point where I'm going that much. I'll still have to do that, but I'm feeling pretty good coming back in anyway. And in terms of actual topics and series news, there's not a whole lot, I guess, for today in terms of series news. I can kind of summarize, I guess, what's going on like the last week or so. Just have it all in one place. I guess that's what Journey's here for. A very reliable place to get news on my channel and what I've been up to. But where we last left off, I don't remember exactly when, but it was a while back anyway. And I've talked in the no commentary, and I've loosely talked in commentary. I'm just gonna like collect it all here. So Subnautica ended as a series, which is cool. It's done. And technically I was gonna do another stream doing an Aurora run, and then I ended up getting the achievement for it for doing the Aurora. So I didn't need to do the Aurora run again in Subnautica, and so I was like, okay, I'm done. And then Blaze was like, oh, what about your achievements in Return of the Ancients? And I was like, well, yeah, I could do those, but I got thinking about it, and I was like, well, I could probably wait for the mod to fully release. I think I will check it out properly when the mod fully releases. That's just kind of what I think I'll do. I think that would be actually a pretty solid idea, just to give it a more fair spotlight, I guess, because I was playing through it quite a bit and I enjoyed it a lot, but I know it was still unfinished at the end of the day. It was that demo, and I mentioned that a few times in the series. But anyway, that series ended, and a new series kind of began in its stead. It'll be another 2 episodes a week series. Lots of content for that, which will be Subnautica Below Zero, of course. as I continue to prepare for Subnautica 2 early access to come out, where I will then do early access videos on Subnautica 2, which will be a lot of fun because that'll be like a completely blind game. Below Zero, I'm relatively blind to. If you watch the series, you'll hear that I've played the game a few times. I've seen some stuff, but there's a lot of the game that I don't know about, and you can tell that, especially in the more recent episode that I will be exporting during this episode of Journey here. So that should be out by the time this reaches YouTube. And if not, it won't be very long after that if people want to check that out. But yeah, Subnautica will keep going. And then I mentioned that Minecraft Through Time kind of ended. Well, I said I was into beta. I was like going to prepare for Devin to join and stuff. I'm still going to do that, but I think I'm going to take my time on that. So I think I'm going to let Minecraft Through Time ride out for a little bit. And then Better Than Adventure is also riding it out for Minecraft Through Time. So things are a little bit dry, so it gives me a good opportunity to focus on Journey and also going back through my Subnautica episodes and editing them. But Blaze joins earlier. I'll probably reiterate myself with him, but I've been thinking a little bit. And I don't know how I feel about my Subnautica series. It's cool. I did a lot of cool bases, but it feels really disjointed as a series. And I feel like when I played Below Zero and I was reading the PDAs and I was having my reactions to things, obviously in Subnautica I wouldn't have my reactions to things, and I was only reacting to the new content basically in that one. But I don't know, since doing the Below Zero stuff, I've been like, wow, I really feel like I did Subnautica dirty. Well, putting all sorts of mods and stuff in, and because it was fun with the mods, don't get me wrong, but it also kind of took away from the base game experience that I think I was trying to get out of it, which I didn't quite realize I was doing anyway. That was kind of something that I realized after I had ended it, because I was like, well, I get the Return of the Ancients ending and the Return of the Ancients Sunbeam, even though I did get the original Sunbeam. But there's some modified cutscenes and stuff or whatever, or events or whatever you would call them. So it's a little bit iffy, honestly. I'm a bit iffy with Subnautica as one of my series is. So I'll have to see. I mean, I don't know if there's really much I can do about that, but I don't know. I'll have to think, because I wanted to play Subnautica on the PlayStation. I mentioned that in my Below Zero episode. I edited that out, but I actually did mention that in one of the discussions I was having with Blaze in that episode. And I mean, there's always the possibility that I just stream my hardcore run instead, which I don't know. That's kind of weird with the series already existing. But I think I'll have to ponder and discuss it a bit. I don't know if I would stream that. It might be kind of interesting to stream, just to read through the PDAs and immerse myself in the game a bit more, rather than be disconnected and just only focus on the mods basically outside of the accelerated progression. I don't know. Obviously my reactions would be it would basically be the series was, just without all the weird bases and stuff, because I realized bases in locations like the Lost River and the Lava Zone and stuff, they're cool, but I feel they have to be done as outposts or Leviathan observatories or that kind of thing, not an actual main base. And I had my main base in the Void in the one save, and then it was in I guess on the Mountain Island in the new one, technically speaking, but I was going to put it in the Lava Zone. So I think in playing Below Zero, I kind of realized the importance of having bases smaller. So I might have to experiment with that. Hello, Lufo Raid. Where are we coming from? What was Lufo streaming? Good walking, yeah, of course. I'm just getting back to walking and Journey. It's been a few days. The first time 2 months I actually took a few days and chilled a bit. So I'm happy to be back. I'm feeling pretty rejuvenated for sure. More of the same. Stream of walking. Fair enough. That's pretty much what I've been doing, especially with a lot of my series is entering hiatus and stuff. Funnily enough, pretty much all the series are out. There's only one Well, I guess Factorio, but I haven't streamed that in a bit. Might decouple that though and just do that whenever I feel like it instead. But yeah, no, it's been about the same for me, and it probably will be looking a lot like that the closer I get. The old corner. Oh yeah, we go into the corner with this one. Oof. Break out the old boats. How am I doing for resources? Okay, diamonds low, but lots of iron, so we're good. Guess there's always the possibility of a mining outpost, but bah, let's just keep going. Well, I mean that wouldn't even happen anytime soon anyway. I won't be running out of diamonds for a while. Still got a bit of armor left. I hope everyone's doing well. Lots of people's popping by, so thank everybody, and thanks for the raid, Lufo, as well. Oh, yes, hello. Diamond armor sounds so hard in this version. It's something. It's been quite the thing to hold up in this series, for sure, especially with dying and losing my stuff every once in a while. Although I've kind of grown out of that phase in recent times, but yeah, in the past. Like, no way to renew it. It loses its properties fast, too. Yeah. Yeah, it was an interesting decision, and I stuck with it. I don't know why I never really thought out of it, but I made it this far with it, so. And the rest of the journey after the armor's gone is, yeah, I'm not gonna get more diamonds. I did my fun. At my last outpost, I grabbed like a lot of diamonds, and I was like, oh wait, I'm gonna be walking a lot. It's just gonna go like nothing, and that's what happened. I grabbed I think almost 2 stacks of diamonds, and that's just poof. I think it was shy of 2 stacks actually, because I got really bored of the mining after a while. Like when I'm done that diamond mine, which is usually the last thing I do at a base in this world, it's usually my sign to just go on and get back walking, because I'm just like, mining is not as fun as walking. Like mining to oblivion is not as good as walking to oblivion, because you have to like actively pay attention to mining. I can like kind of like half look every once in a while. Like I don't have to fully pay attention sometimes, which is nice. Definitely not fun in beta. Is there a mod to keep the gameplay smooth? Yeah, there's one on the Discord, the Farland Discord I'm a part of, called FOM. I don't know if there might be stuff out there publicly. I don't know. I could probably see, but it's just called Farland Optimization mod. This one. I also found a jitter fix mod. That one was a bit easier to find. But this one has like the jitter fix, and it fixes a bunch of the other bugs that I've encountered after 8 point something million. It's like whatever the 2 to the power is by me. Around 8 mil. The game started breaking a lot. Not using it myself as I feel it's part of the journey, but totally understand why you would. Well, I in the beginning of Journey, I actually had the jitters, and I was fine with them. And then they got bad, and then they got really bad. And I was like, I kind of just want to play the game. And at the Farlands, I feel like it's not going to work if I have to deal with the jitters. And props to people who can do it. But it was that was one thing. And then after 8 point something mil, whatever the thing, 8,133,000 or something, around that point, another bug started happening where the chunks would stop loading after a while, so I can only walk for like a half hour before having to restart the world every time. Like it's memory independent. Like the game would just break. It would like brick up, right? Which wouldn't work. 8,388,608. Yes, that's the one. Yeah, memory has been a little bit. Close stream is indeed kind of a slideshow. Yeah, fair enough. Especially going to the corner though too. Like the jitters are even worse, I feel, going diagonal. Cause it like zigzags back and forth, whereas if you're going straight, it just like zigzags, just just has that effect forward. Corner, I can't even imagine. Yeah. That was like the nail on the coffin was just like all the bugs that happened after 8.3 million. Like I didn't realize how much went wrong, like everything. Yeah, corner is double punishment. Oh, for sure. And you have to walk further. I wonder what idiot made that decision back at 250,000 blocks. Couldn't be me. It was me, by the way. Yeah, I occasionally turn off the fixes and stuff just to show people, because people often comment and stuff, or join the Twitch, and I'm like, oh, I should show them what the jitters and what all all these bugs and stuff like Optifine and all that, just all the like the strange stuff of beta Minecraft, especially being out far. It's real interesting. Still, like, even with like the nonsense of the bugs, I think it's still interesting how the game basically breaks down. Because of how it was coded. Right? Limitation, more so, I guess. Bit of both. Okay. Oh, I should embark on the ocean to have a taste of the true intended experience. Exactly. Exactly. I do respect the original experience. Guess I'm no stranger to difficulty through like visual bugs or whatever, but I was just like, I don't know, there's mods to fix these things. I might as well try it out. And I liked it, so I haven't gone back since. Only temporarily. And when the jitters, well, I thought the jitter mod was actually breaking stuff, but I was like, oh, it was just the game. The game just loves to break. I'm trying to remember what the bugs were that occur. I think like, it was the chunk loading one, where the chunks would not load, and then the game would also just like stutter, not jitter, stutter. After a while, it was like the jitters, but it amplified. That's what I meant. Like that's why I had to like restart every once in a while, because like the chunks would stop loading, the player would like stutter forward, and it would be like the jitters, but it would get like worse, like faster and faster. And I was like, okay, time to restart my game. And sometimes that wouldn't even fix it. So I was just like, it ain't worth. It ain't worth. You could probably do it. You could probably make it work, but I was just like having something like that right now. I discovered the fast boat strat with Farlanders walking, or Farland walker funny. Yeah, the old Minecraft boat trick. Yeah, it's beautiful. Or at least feels like it. Yeah. I have to restart more often now. Where are you at now? I'm sure you've gone pretty far since I've last talked. 8.5 mil. Oh, okay, yeah. There you go. Yeah, you're pretty good. Yeah, you'll probably see the Farlands before I do, that's for sure. You got quite the commitment. Dude's been grinding. I know, I know. Walking fast is all I'm good at. Yeah, well, I probably would be walking a lot more, but I have a job and I like to stream one or two other things, so it does eat up a bit more time. So I don't have all the time in the world, but I'm still aiming to finish my journey probably in the summer. Just gonna require a bit of grinding in the old journey here. But I'm not, I'm not the comparison type. I think that's pretty cool progress. That's all I'll say. Planning for mid-July myself. Yeah, right on. So I'll probably be a month after you. I'm going my comfortable route, my comfortable finish, and even then it'll probably still require a lot. So I can only imagine what that would be like for you. No need for comparisons. Let's enjoy our journeys. Exactly. Exactly. No, I try to live by that and die by the sword of that because yeah, it's really easy and you saw it there. It was really easy for me to just be like, well, that try to projecting it onto yourself. I guess it becomes pretty easy, but I just like to be like, yep, that's cool. Your journey is cool. My journey is cool. Let's keep walking. Let's get to the Farlands and have a good time doing so. Do it however we want to do it, and that's all that needs to be said. And that's just the greatness of it. Yo, yo, yo. Yo, Blaze, what is up? What is up? I was talking about Subnautica in my series and stuff, and then got raided by a Lufo. Trying to have the same mentality when it comes to speedrunning, it helps quite a lot. Oh, that's true. I can only imagine with speedrunning, that like comparison mentality. I just take pride in what I can do and not, be like, okay, I may not have done what I wanted to or done it as good as what I wanted to, but what can I do kind of going forward to fix that instead of thinking on the past? Fix your own goals and beat them. Exactly. I didn't mean to pressure you into making a surface lily pad base if you want to do iceberg idea. No, we'll see. We'll see in the next Below Zero stream. Well, not the next one. When I get around to that, it'll probably be a bit. We'll see. Because I still have to do that Subnautica finale marathon, so I might just do that tomorrow and then I don't know. Because I'm a bit tight tomorrow. Can we do it on Tuesday? Because Tuesday I could do it. I'm not doing anything Tuesday. I'll be all out of work at like 1 or whatever. Lufo's doing a competition he alone decided to participate in, so it's only to matter for him. Yeah. Well, that's the thing with a lot of goals, though, too. Is a lot of self. You can be pretty hard on yourself, but a lot of goals can be set by yourself. Gonna try to and make some dinner. Good walking again. To you as well. To you as well. True, yeah. It's all about the mindset. This week will be a bit more relaxing, so I'm mostly good for any day as long as it's before 4. Okay. Okay, good. I'll probably be doing a lot of journey streams this week, given how many days I have off. Because I have, 3 days after today off, so 3 good marathon days, if all goes well. And I had so much trouble with that bloody Subnautica finale, because it was like an 8-hour stream. I was trying to export it, and it wouldn't let me, so. Or it just kept buffering and stuff, so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna re-edit it. So I gotta re-edit that, so I'll do that tomorrow instead, before work. As you may have noticed that I've been on Below Zero a lot more. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that, of course, in your messages. And of course, I've been on it a lot too, for my standards. I was like, oh, we'll do some short episodes, and then there I go making another 6-hour almost stream, and then a 3-hour or 4 or whatever, how many hours I did for the first one. Just goes to show how much of a monument of the game Minecraft is for as many people to do motivated, or for too many people to be motivated to do random things. Yeah, no, that's true. Oh, so you are doing a playthrough, Blaze. So you've changed your mind. Probably that many. Sorry. No, it's okay. Yeah, Minecraft though, what a game. What a game indeed to motivate people to do stuff like this. Depends on the sale, but yeah. Oh, that's good. That'll be fun. I'll have to see if I'm able to catch all of your streams on them live, but I'll definitely watch them. I'll have lots of time in Journey, so hopefully I'll be able to watch them, but that's good. Not too much. I have 2 spots. too much. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? For main Simnaka, I might be doing 3 or 4. 3 or 4 as in 3 or 4 like slots, like for like the week, like give for like a given week, or is that something else you're meaning? I'll have a quick drink. A lot of folks. Of course. Underwater Island. Oh, for bases, yes. Underwater Islands, Creepvine, Sea Traders, Lost River. Oh, a lot of good options there. A lot of good options. Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, those are all good biomes. And they're all like, oh, they're all very close to good spot, like good entrances and things to lower areas and all that. And up higher areas, I guess, in the case of the Lost River. Shoot. Okay, let me do a little more here. At least I'll try to do 9.8 million today. Yeah, I'm just gonna walk 9.8 million blocks. I'm just kidding. No, we're going. Oh, that's another. Oh no, that's 80,000. No, I'm not doing 80,000. I thought it was 977, but no, it's 972. I won't be doing 9.8 mil today. That'll have to wait until another day this week. I can go like 30,000 though. Yeah. Oh, it's pretty early still. I don't have to. I don't have to go to bed early or anything. Unless I get tired. Doubting Grapevine because I feel it similar to grassy plateaus since I'm too close to it. I mean, there is other Grapevine ones that aren't close to the grassy plateaus though, aren't there? There's like the one by the island or whatever that I went to in my save. There's they're all over the map though. Like you could, there's a lot of choice with that. I actually quite like the aesthetic of the Grapevine too. But being comparable to grassy plateaus is fair. I could see that. Right. All of them border a grassy plateau in some way. Well, oh. I feel like it's cool enough on its own. It doesn't really, I don't know. I wouldn't really compare it to grassy plateaus. Let's do the one by the crack. So, oh my gosh. Oh, speaking, I was thinking, well, this isn't really something I was thinking about before, but I just kind of was like, after doing the Bull Zero streams and how happy I have been with the series so far with that, I've been like, man, I feel like Subnautica was a bit just weird, like all over the place for my series. I was like, just like, it was cool to check out the mods and stuff, but it was just like, just what I was doing with it. Kind of am doing now with Below Zero, like the more kind of vanilla-y kind of type thing. I was like, because I was happy with it like after the finale, but I was like, well, I didn't get like the actual ending because it was Return of the Ancient stuff, and Return of the Ancients was a demo. And I focused a lot on the mods rather than the actual game. You know, it was a bit weird. Now that we don't have to do mods with experiment with mods, if you do want to redo it, you could. Well, like I was thinking, like my idea. This is my idea. I just came up with it today during the episode. Was that I wait for like a sale for like PlayStation, which I'm waiting for. I could probably wait for that just to give me some time to do Below Zero. It'd probably be a while. I could just play it on console vanilla because I've been getting used to playing Below Zero without a lot of the mods anyway. I know it would be a bit weird to do it without the map and stuff. Yeah, you said you wouldn't stream it. I did say I wouldn't stream it, which is fair. Like the hardcore run, or I don't know if I'll do hardcore if I stream it. That'd be a bit weird because I'll have to restart a few times probably. But I realized also, I mean, one of the biggest issues with the series that I did was that I got chased out of a lot of my bases, but I was chased out by Leviathans that were modded and not the vanilla ones. So I feel like if I played vanilla, it would not be as bad. I would be able to actually do like bases properly, like I am in Below Zero, you know. Like it was cool to be surprised and all this stuff, and it's not to say I should get rid of the original series. Like I'll keep it on the channel and stuff, and I'll probably edit it or whatever so Devin can watch it. But I just feel like maybe I could do with a more simplistic experience. Not that I want to like go into a blind or anything, because I've already played the game twice over now, basically. But I just have to think about how I'd want to make it like interesting for myself. I think like just playing the console edition would be interesting. But it is possible to stream on PlayStation. It would be a bit jank. I'd have to like have something for chat or whatever, because I don't think you can see chat on there. Or like, I might have to get Devin to explain it to me. But it is a bit jank, but I could edit them and do that if you'd need your phone. Yeah, so I'd need like my phone or like Twitch dashboard on my computer or something. Like I could like Jimmy some sort of setup. But yeah, it'd be like the olden days basically where I'd have like my tablet or whatever out with the chat. So I could theoretically do it, and I could, you know, edit the streams and make it like a series. Unless you buy a capture card, yeah. That's what I did. Yeah, fair enough. Capture card. But since I've just like... You can add that to your OBS. Oh. And keep your chat when all... Oh, I know what you mean, yeah. Oh, that's an idea. Okay. Yeah, because I thought you meant like capture card to like record onto or whatever, but okay, no, yeah, you can still like use the OBS and stuff. Yeah, maybe I might have to think about that. Obviously, it's not really a distant thing right now. I don't know when it'll go on sale. It could be a few weeks or whatever. I could send you the link to the one I have. Yeah, go ahead. But I'll have to think about it. That's just something, since I've been thinking about my Subnautica series in retrospect, since I ended it, it was kind of jank like the whole way through with all the mods and stuff. I just feel like I could do it better if I did it over again with what I wanted out of like, you know, what I did out of Below Zero that I wanted to do. Yeah, this is just an idea. Yeah, it's all just kind of like a planning idea. It's not like I've actually committed or like I'm actually like, you know, because I did my run in Subnautica. Like I technically I completed the game, got the achievements and everything, did a bunch of cool bases. But I just feel like it was just weird, and having to like restart the run mid-series. I don't know. It was beyond mid-series, I guess. Actually, it was like 2/3 through it or whatever. I didn't mind like checking out the mods and stuff. That was a lot of fun, especially when the Leviathans were doing all sorts of crap to my base. But it just felt pretty disjointed in terms of the actual game. Which I guess makes sense since I'd already played the game before. I wanted to add stuff to spice it up for me. But it kind of detracted from the whole experience, I think, in the end. Since I wasn't really specializing, like, I think it'd be cool to do like a Return of the Ancients thing, like covering that when it fully releases and Red Plague and stuff, but look, a few it's cheaper than when I bought it. Oh, that's good. Interesting. Zombie. Just because I don't really feel satisfied with like the series that's on the channel for whatever reason. And I haven't had that happen. I was like really like, yeah, I reached the end during like the stream and stuff. I was like, yeah, I feel good. But it's just one of those things that, like, the further it kind of sat in the back of my mind, just kind of happens with certain things. Like, I guess the original Minecraft Through Time is a good example. Where, like, I went through the versions really quick, all the versions of Minecraft really quick in that series, and I was already in beta by episode 7. And I was like, well, what was the point of going through Inf Death and Alpha if I didn't do anything in them, basically? Portion of it, too, is because your base was too laggy for you to continue. That's a part of it. And I did finish my base, but that was out of stream, like, that was out of the series, and well, I did complete bases. I just feel like I could have done better, you know? And it sucks that I'd have to restart completely. Like, I couldn't go back to that. Like, I can't salvage that into anything, obviously. And you mentioned, like, the Return of the Ancients achievements, but I want to do that when I do a Return of the Ancients series, you know? It was just kind of a general series of Subnautica, but it was more just like a mod showcase by the end. Which, like I said, I enjoyed. But it also led things happen like the lava larvae invasion of the lava zone base, and the last base being like basically so laggy from one of my mods that I still could not figure out what it was. Even I did manage to fix it, I just didn't know which one it was. I just removed all the mods and then boom, yeah, I just added them a bunch back and kept a few out and it worked. But like, yeah, I think that's probably part of it too. It's a bunch of things, I guess, to be honest. And I think part of the reason why I don't want to do like anything more with Subnautica is because I've already played through the game, which was kind of the thing I was iffy on playing it in the first place with, like even back then. Because I mentioned it initially in Journey or whatever, like early, like 2 years ago, because that's when I hadn't played the game. And then I went and played it because me and Devin were going to do it, and then we didn't end up doing it. I was like, okay, well, I'm probably not going to stream it when I played that initial playthrough, so I made it all the way to the rocket basically in that one, and then I did my new series because I was like, well, I haven't done the rocket now. And then I added all the mods, and now I'm like, well, I haven't gotten the original ending. I haven't gotten to really reach the end in a cohesive playthrough. Technically, like, I guess, technically speaking, like episode 17.5 to 22, I guess, is that cohesive, but I don't know. I just felt like I glazed over a lot in that. A lot of like the PDAs and stuff. Arguably because I knew a lot of it, but I feel like part of the fun is going through it. And while it's a bit of a slog to read through the PDAs, sure, or like listen to stuff, I feel like it makes it better. I was actually thinking about that because I was gonna tell you to remove the Return of the Ancient spot in case you didn't get the rocket achievement. But I still managed to get it because you just have to launch the rocket to get it. But I didn't get to see the original ending of the game with like the rest of the normal stuff that was happening. Because of course it was like the Return of the Ancients ending. And obviously there's just a thing, oh yeah, just go back to your old save that you're almost at the rocket, build the rocket, and go do that. But that's like, yeah. You know what I mean though, like it's just like, it feels so disjointed. That's kind of what I was left with as the aftertaste for the Subnautica series. Which I can't say I've ever really been that like dissatisfied with the series. Because I really had fun. Like that's what I mean. Like I really, it was a good time. It was epic. It was really cool to check out all the vehicles and the Leviathans and get my base torn apart multiple times, basically, not without it getting torn apart. Um, but man, yeah. Also, some good news. I'm going to have my last Shadow Generations stream soon already. Well, no, yeah, no, duh. You've been streaming it a lot, buddy. And you also did the marathon too. The only thing to bring me back now is some level mods and other character skin mods. Yeah. And I guess that's another thing is like maybe I should have just done the vanilla playthrough first and then did the mods later. You know, if I want, because I didn't quite realize I wanted to do like a vanilla run. Of course, now I know that's what I wanted to do. But like, I feel like a lot of the mods, I guess, pulled me away from like the vanilla stuff. So like, people watching are just like probably more so just watching it for like the non-vanilla stuff at that point. That's like, well, it's a Subnautica series. It's on the game. Part of it was my bunch. Am I doing to send you a bunch of mods? No, it's not that. I had already modded it before that. You know, it. That's not really what I mean. Like, sure, yeah, you sent me like some mods and like Return of the Ancients and stuff, but I actually added that because I wanted to at the time. Like, I didn't. All these realizations happened after the fact. And the other thing, like I talked to you about with the bases, was a lot of my bases were in dangerous locations. Yeah, that was kind of the point of the series, but I also feel like it detracted from like the convenience of things, obviously, and safety. Like safety is fine. I could build in a dangerous location, sure, but it just became really tedious to do anything having my main base in those places. Yeah, but you didn't have nearly as much mods, so it still felt like vanilla. I mean, to be fair, in the beginning I had the more quick slots and I had like all sorts of stuff. Like I had de-extinction, which I hadn't had in my original playthrough. Like my original playthrough is basically vanilla that I did. And then I added de-extinction because I was like, whoa, that's cool. That's new to me. And that was like the whole series. It was like bases in all these crazy locations. And then I was like adding these mods to make it cool for me. And like, yeah, sure, you sent me the mods, but it was me who still added those mods that I wanted. You know, I didn't like add them because I felt pressured to or anything. Like, I just was like, those are cool mods. I want to try them out. And that's a good series. I feel like that's a good series that would like follow of an original series, you know? Like I feel like that's just on its own is a bit weird. It's just after the fact. I didn't think about any of this at the time. And obviously in the streams I was just having a blast and you know I just got lost up in it. It's always after the fact. The hindsight is always the clearest. And the same things can happen with basically every series I end. Like, I mean, on like its own terms. Like Newcraft, the only other series I basically ended properly. We only ended because we ended the world, and I was like, well, I gotta do a world tour finale on that, just because I've done so many edited episodes already, like 14 streams, and that was like a long series to me at the time. Because sure, Journey was in the hundreds at the time, even still. But I hadn't, you know, Journey is Journey. Journey's just gonna go forever. Well, until like I get to the Farlands. Well, it'll still continue, but not obviously not the journey to the Farlands. It'll be something else. It'll be like the journey into or journey beyond the Farlands or whatever it would be. If that makes sense. So I think like the more series as I will kind of end, the more I'll kind of have these like hindsight feelings about like Minecraft Through Time. Obviously sat there for like a year plus where I was like, I would love to go back to Minecraft Through Time because I would love to go through the alpha stage a lot slower, which I did. I spent like I don't even know how many episodes in alpha. It was really good. I was impressed with what I managed to get done. I was happy with it, and that was good. I think the same thing's gonna happen with Subnautica now, where I'm like, all these things happened because I wanted something that was kind of novel to me. But what if it was just kind of fun to just go back through the game again? Do maybe a hardcore. I don't know if I'll do a hardcore, honestly. Although to be fair, I guess in my original run, if I was taking it seriously in that run a bit more than in the series, I could probably do it. It would be challenging, sure, but I also did not die nearly as much when because you make a bit of a spectacle of it. I mean, not that I'm like it's not like a persona or anything. It's just you just have fun because you want to make it. You know, I want to make it fun, and I just like take more risk and stuff. I'm just being more, you know, joke, entertaining and stuff, for trying to, you know, do that kind of thing. I guess that's kind of what goes on in Journey, maybe why I'm, well, that's just like me, having my attention split or whatever. That's not really me trying to have fun or anything. Sometimes, sure, but I don't think it's like that, I guess, here. But some things it does kind of go that way, especially like the SMPs and stuff where I don't care about losing my stuff sometimes if I'm like early on or whatever. But yeah, that is another thing I noticed as well with things. I just have to like think of like another solution to my kind of issue going into a Subnautica series of like, yeah, I played the game before. How do I make it fresh? New base locations will help. Basically doing things in all new biomes would be cool. All the biomes I haven't done stuff in maybe. Well, maybe I don't. I could do bases in every biome. Smaller ones, sure. I'll have to figure out stuff like that. Making a to-do list for Subnautica and Below Zero. That's good. I gotta think of stuff for, well, Below Zero. I'm just kind of forging that path as I go. But Subnautica, I think I need to, especially if I'm gonna go back to that, I need to think of how I'm gonna make that interesting. Yeah, like the bases in new locations would be cool. I'll need to think like where I'm putting my shallow base. Or like that kind of thing. Like, because in the original save I went to the crash site because that was like shallow. You could take inspo from what I'm doing. Because Below Zero, as you know, I just played and the first game wasn't too far behind. Yeah. Because Below Zero is not hard to get that novelty from because I haven't played the game before properly. And so it's actually almost a blind run. I know some of the stuff. I know, of course the game tells you a bit as well. And I'm like, okay, I've seen that in like YouTube or whatever when it was in early access. But I'm pretty hazy on how it all connects. That was kind of how it was with Subnautica, and of course, even in my new series, that wasn't the case. The actual one I streamed. I was like, well, how does kyanite, nickel, and like polyaniline and all these resources and stuff fit into the game? And then I found that out through the depth, all the upgrades and things. So I won't have that kind of novelty with the Subnautica series again. Not that I even had that in the new one, but I'm sure I could find my own fun in other ways without having to do my base in like crazy areas. Crazy areas are cool, but I think I've done bases in basically every crazy area apart from like the mountains, and I don't know why I'd want to ever base in the mountains. But I could say the same about the crash site, the dunes, the lava zone. I mean, technically you did with the gun. Technically, yes, but I feel like the quarantine enforcement platform isn't really the mountains biome. It's like the mountain island, sure, and kind of the peak of that, but there's a whole biome behind that I never went to. And well, I guess I did check it out in my marathon of Subnautica that I will be editing. Well, loosely. It's still like a 9.5 hour long stream, even with the 4 hours cut out. I don't know. I wouldn't do much there, though. Not main base. Sure as hell not a main base. Main base, I think, could go... Where haven't I haven't gone... Okay, Grand Reef I haven't gone. Sea Treaders I haven't gone. Creepvine I haven't gone. Bulb Zone I haven't gone. Mountains I haven't gone. I don't know if I said Sea Treader. I think I did. Floater Island I haven't gone. I want to do another above ground base. Have you based in Sea Shallow or Safe Shallow? I did. Not on a stream series though. I could pick a new spot in the Safe Shallow because I didn't quite strategically pick a spot when I did it in my run before. I just kind of built something quick in the Safe Shallow, and then I destroyed that and moved into the grassy plateau. And then of course in my series for the streaming, I just went straight to the crash site with the Reapers. So technically I based there, not a permanent base though. And main base probably wouldn't go there, but I could definitely do like the old starter base in the Safe Shallows like most people would do. Could actually have it be kind of a normal series. Oh my gosh, I could never. Like below zero is a good example. I'm basing in this kind of neutral area, you know, like by Marg's base. And I want to do stuff, well, because here's the thing. When I initially thought of below zero, like coming back to it, I was like, it would be funny to have a main base in the Crystal Caves. But then I was like, well, that's stupid. The Crystal Caves are like super annoying to get at, and there's Leviathans down there. I'm like, sure, yeah, Leviathans, you know, Subnautica series. But I was like, I watched a video on base building in Subnautica, and I was like, well, you want to have like Leviathan observatories in places with Leviathans instead of actual main bases because it's inconvenient. I was like, that's actually really fair. And I think I thought about that before, but I think I kind of clicked where I was like, yeah, maybe I don't want to have to travel through Leviathan territory every time I want to go to my base, and just have it in like the most bottom or you know like the hardest places to get at kind of type areas, the corners of the map, which is basically essentially where I'd been based before. So I think, yeah, I want to build in dangerous areas, but that doesn't mean I have to build my main base there. You know, I could just build some observatories. I could build a, you know, like a decorative base. I could, you know, like I don't have to like rely on these areas all the time. I could just go to them when I want to see something cool. It's like, yeah, Crystal Caves is a cool biome, but I don't need to live there the whole time. Sure, it's a good biome for a lot of things, but there's still a lot of nasties and all sorts of things. So why not have a main base elsewhere? Because yeah, it's cool for like the series. Yeah, let's do a starter base in the mountains or whatever. But like, how practical is that? I also got to think about how I'm gonna enjoy it too, because it was fun having my base in like the inactive lava zone. I think that was probably one of the more feasible ones, surprisingly. I actually enjoyed that one probably the most. Like the sea dragons were hardly bothering me, funnily enough. Like that was actually like one of the Leviathans I had the least problems with in that game. And yet I did it in like the crash site. The Reapers were off my tail because I was on the edge. You know, I did it in the dunes, but I was in the you know the meteor site, so I was good. Even the void was not bad. But it was the modded Leviathans that made it the challenge. Like the bloop chased me out of my crash zone one. The Garg chased me out of my void base. The lava larvae chased me out of my lava zone. Obviously, that was just some sort of bug I'd encountered. But like, you know, it was just like if it were a vanilla runner, you know, if I hadn't like been as like keen on like making it novel, quote unquote, it would have not gone that way, and I would have just been like, yeah, crash zone base works, but maybe just build a Reaper observatory. Void base works, but maybe just build a, you know, and if I want to build a base later in like endgame or something just for fun, go ahead. But I don't want to have to travel to the void every time I need some titanium. Or if I want to get my titanium to my base, I shouldn't have to climb down like 1,000 meters of ladders or whatever. That's what I mean with the base stuff. Hopefully that makes sense. Minecraft is a game where I do like basing. I take basing pretty seriously in Minecraft. Well, I say seriously. I just wander around in Minecraft until I find an interesting spot. But I really try to let the land dictate my base. And I think I want to try and do that a lot more in Subnautica as well. Like my below zero base is like in like this tight cave, so I'm gonna build like vertical rather than horizontal. Technically I could build it like around like the whole thing, but I kind of want to build it up to the ceiling because the ceiling's pretty low. You know, that kind of thing. I feel like the void base could have benefited from being like a more vertical base as well, or like the lava zone worked well as a flat base, but maybe like sprawl it out more because it was on the ground. I think some like planning, or at least rough planning of how things should be is a good idea. Just like I do in Minecraft with Minecraft bases, where it's like, what could I put in this area to make it look cool? And well, I haven't done Minecraft base work in a long time now, since like Renewcraft. I guess I did a little bit of Minecraft through time. Minecraft through time, I guess that's a good example with my Malibu base in Alpha. Where like there was this weird ridge Obviously, I lived on like the monoliths. I could have definitely used the monoliths themselves, like the World Gen thing called the monolith in InfDev. I could have used that for my base. I can't believe I'm gonna have to wait another day to show you the current state of the base in modded. But there was this ridge anyway in the terrain, and I was like, okay, it'd be kind of cool to put glass there and have like a platform so that kind of is flush with the terrain. And then I just went from there and I became this labyrinthine build, and it actually turned out really nice. But I didn't know what the hell I was doing at the beginning of that. I think it's also kind of fun. That's part of what I like to do about things. I just like to go somewhere random, throw myself out in the middle of nowhere, and just be like, okay, what am I gonna do here? That's one of my favorite things, and it works for Minecraft and a lot of games with base work. Not quite Terraria, because in Terraria I just go in the middle of the map, but I don't play Terraria like I play Minecraft or Subnautica, though. Although it would be interesting to play a slower game that actually have like a basin and stuff. I was gonna change Creepvine to mountains, but I don't know. I think it'd be fun to do a base in the mountains, but I don't know about a main base. I guess a main base might work if I like go low enough to the bottom. It'd be too close to underwater islands. Yeah, it is pretty close. In terms of accessibility, the spot I found was actually not bad because it's pretty close to the Lost River. Minimal Reaper contact. Most of them are up higher above this area. It's kind of down in like the divots, so you have a good view of the mountains. But I don't know about main base material though. You know, I don't even know what I'd put there. If I'd put like an outpost or what. Because I'm not going through there normally. It wouldn't really be an outpost. Outpost would be like Lost River or one of the entrances to Lost River or something. Leviathan Observatory would be in like the dunes or the mountains or down in like the lava zone or the void or whatever. Sea Treader is close to void. That's why I'm hesitant on making that main base. Yeah, because you'll be playing with Return of the Ancients or whatever. I think if you're using that, which I assume you are. But if you hug close enough, probably gonna use that as the Lost River entrance. See, like that works. Like if you weren't so close to the end, like the gargoyle only spawns when you're in the void. Like it doesn't spawn when you're near it. I don't think. I never had that happen. I literally lived close to the void most of the time. And the only reason it stuck around was because I went to the void, I went back up, and it was still like generated in and close enough to me, kind of thing. I think you'd be fine if you went Sea Treader. Because there's a lot of Sea Treader that's not close to the void, I feel. Especially by that Lost River entrance. Like it's close, sure, but I feel like you could probably make it work. I'm trying to think though, because like I could do like some of those bays like Sea Treader or Mushroom Forest or something, but I'd need somewhere like more intermediate to go with like the early game. So I'll have to think if I want to just go safe shallows or if I want to go Creepvine or what. But I don't know. We'll have to see. It depends when it goes on sale. If I feel like streaming it, if I feel like anything like that. Because I'm iffy on it. My general rule was going to be biomes without Degassi or life pods, but then that includes dunes and mountains, which are kind of close. Yeah, I feel like that's a bit restrictive, at least in my opinion, because most of the biomes have bases and life pods. And there's a lot of duplicate biomes that don't have that, and there's also other areas of said biomes that you won't really see the bases or life pods, Like I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting challenge, sure. Yeah, because then sub-biomes and cave variants exist. Yeah. Like the Deep Grand Reef, the Degassi base is pretty friggin' like far into the Deep Grand Reef there. Or like even like there's even like the Shallow Grand Reef, or like the Floater Island. Yeah, that's a good point because Floater Island is pretty nasty. But you could definitely do something like deeper down towards the water kind of thing, like have like your moon pools and like your like central room down there, and you like go up onto the island a bit, that kind of thing. So like there's options. where you don't have to like always be in constant view of bases. I think it's kind of cool to be by bases, but I could see why you wouldn't want to do that. Not cool to have like remnants nearby, kind of like how I'm by Marg's base. But yeah. And I'll stick around there long enough, like, you know, it's the kind of thing like you can just kind of stick at an area and then just like be like, okay, do I want to stay here for a while? If I want to do, you know, if I'm not satisfied, what do I want? You know? And sometimes you could even do that process ahead of time too. Yeah, that creative save has a bunch of bases littered about because I'm being indecisive. I think the biggest thing for me in like the Subnautica series, this is what helped me then was I was like, okay, I need to do a starter base. I wanted to do it in a wacky area. Devin suggested the crash site. I was like, okay, that's funny. Haha. I just treated it as a joke. And then I was like, well, the crash site has shallow areas. There's one area by the creep vine, by the grassy plateaus, and it was a good area. Lots of resources in the caves there. I was like, that's actually kind of unironically a good spot. So I went there. And then I was like, well, I want a larger base, but I don't want to have to. Well, I got chased out of my early base anyway, but I was like, I don't really feel like expanding this base to being like a main base material. It probably could have been main base material, but it was just kind of out of the way of a lot of things. I was like, okay. So what did I want to get out of my last save that I didn't get out of this one? And that was the void base, because I wanted to do a void base in my other save and I never got around to it. I was like, so where can I do this? And I went around the map and I was like, okay, there's this perfect ledge around 1,000 meters down, kind of a void ledge a little bit. And it was just off of the meteor crash site. So I was like, okay, I wanted to do the meteor crash site as a base, as a potential option. So let me do that. And sure, that wasn't very practical. It was not good as hell. Crash zone with the Juve, Garg. Although, to be fair, the Juve was like on the back of the Aurora. I was nowhere near it. That rule also contradicts Creepvine with Life Pod 3, so yeah. But just being like, I don't know, think about like what you want out of it, you know? Like, sure, there's all these options, but I feel like you'd naturally gravitate towards one. And there's nothing I can say, you know, I'm not trying to convince you, I'm just, you know, this is a food for thought type thing. Because I don't care where you base, I just want you to base somewhere that you know, that you end up liking. I'm making 4 bases. Yeah, so you got lots of options. I'll probably do like 4 bases or something. So you got a lot of options, and if you get bored with one, yeah, there's always main base material. And even the idea is you could just build them all as small bases and then just go to whatever one you actually gravitate towards, because you're gonna dislike certain ones when you play in them. Like, sure, in hindsight, it's like, oh, this biome's cool, this biome's cool, but when you're actually there, Lost River base will be like a temporary, outpost. I usually do a Lost River outpost because in my other save I did a Lost River main base, and it was cool. Lost River is actually one of my favorite areas to base up, but I already did that, you know. And I'm the kind of person with these games with limited biomes, I like to do new things. I won't do Ghost Tree again. Like, yeah, I could do my outpost in Ghost Tree instead of Lost River. That's an idea even. I'll have to see, because the general rule of thumb is to build outposts in areas you'll be traveling by to go to places. So like, say my main base was in like the Mushroom Forest, I need to go to the Lost River, so maybe I'll do an outpost like in the Blood Kelp or something, you know, that kind of thing. You made yours in Lost River Junction. Yeah, I made it by like the Sea Drag. We should flip flop. So you do your outpost in the junction, and I do mine in the Cove Tree. That was an idea. And then even like playing the vanilla for me, I think will be interesting, because I'll actually have to like log stuff around. I'll have to craft things. You know, it won't be like easy craft where just everything is made for me. I just grab the raw resources. It'll be like I actually have to like pay attention to things, and I'm more cognizant of things. It's actually kind of a flip flop, because you'll be doing the modded run and I'll be doing the vanilla, and it was kind of the reverse before, even though I was still playing modded before. But oh yeah, true. But you know, I just want something that a modded series wouldn't be able to produce for me. Maybe lightly modded, yeah, but then I get to like platinum the game on PlayStation. I get to try it on PlayStation, you know, all that kind of thing. Just be like, I haven't played like the console version of the game. I haven't played the vanilla version of the game to completion. So, two in one. And also, I've got all these bases that I didn't do that I technically didn't think of, but I could still do. And I think I might do a similar approach where I just do a bunch of outposts and then just figure out where I want to go from there. How far have you gotten to my streams and stuff? I haven't watched much of them because I haven't done many Journey streams recently. I usually just watch like streams like that when I have a lot of time in Journey. Because we've been doing a lot of Subnautica streams lately. Like we're coming off of a 13-hour Subnautica stream last week, and another 6-hour below zero, and like a 3-hour below zero after that. It's 13 hours Subnautica, and then I had like the weekend. Basically, I was doing stuff the whole time. So yeah. This week I should be able to watch more. I got, of course, when I was watching your stream, I actually finished your last stream there, of course. So I'm already one stream in, and I watched the short videos anyway. So I'm already on my way in. So there you go. You remember seeing the sea dragon trying to get me while I was entering the thermal plant? Yeah, I was quaking there. I actually remember the first time I went down to the thermal plant in my own save before, not the series one, of course. The series one was like was pretty good. But like I remember the first time I was like down with my Cyclops and my prawn, I was just like petrified. Well, not petrified, but I was just like, you know, so on edge because it was like it was shooting at my prawn as I was trying to mine the kyanite there. I don't know why I was mining kyanite right there, but there it was. And then the lava lizard thought it'd be funny to munch on my prawn. Oh yeah, they always like to do that. They're so friggin' aggressive. It's crazy. Never have I seen more aggressive creatures, apart from like Leviathans and stuff. They're wicked aggressive. And they do damage too. They pack quite the punch. For just an all hostile creature. Originally, I was streaming that run on Discord with an older friend group. Oh, that's interesting. But then they lost interest, so I started. So, oh, okay, I see. So that's why I was gonna ask why I was like from like only certain points, but that makes sense now. Yeah, I know. I figured just because it was like, it seemed very like, oh, just gave off that recorded vibe. I don't know why. I couldn't really put my finger on it. Still funny with the Cyclops shield generator and just sitting. Yeah. That crucial error, I hope I won't replicate it again, wink wink. Of course, of course. Well, I'll probably take a break, just a quick 5 minute, and then I'll probably move that below zero stream over too, because I finally edited that. Why? I mean, of course, I just got back today, so I edited that. Like 5.5 hours. It's down to like 2 hours, which is like just over the first episode, so that's good. Usually they'd be shorter, but I do a lot of PDA reading in those episodes. And the only real solution to making them shorter than that would just be doing shorter streams. But I quite like the longer streams, honestly. Well, I mean by longer, I mean like 2 to 4 hours. I guess that one was like on the upper end. I probably won't do many like that. I'm gonna try to keep like the below zero streams to like, like I think I'll stick to like just doing the tasks that I have written down and stuff. Yeah, I'll be editing the Subnautica stuff. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna do that if I do Subnautica again. Gonna edit it. Like thinking back, I was like, it was definitely something I wanted to do. And in between episode progress, I don't know. I could just edit it out, just do longer sessions. Like I don't have to like do in between episode progress. I feel like things just got really grand in that series. I don't really need to do that. I don't really need to make things that grand. Sure, I could build stuff eventually like that, yeah, but I don't want to like, be spending basically more time than I am basically streaming it, just gathering resources. It ain't Minecraft, but we'll see. Because that was like one of the things where I was like, well, I want to keep as much of it as I can, and Subnautica is kind of a fair game that you don't really have to edit it. But my own commentary was like, I could find ways to edit my commentary and keep like the game consistent. It makes the episodes long, sure, with like the PDA and all that stuff like still going, like the lore. But I feel like that's still pretty good. And at best, if I need shorter episodes, just shorter streams. But I'm fine with like the kind of almost stream format because it's just like edited VODs, so it's basically just like a stream. It's still like before. Cause I thought it was fair because of all the resources for the vehicles and stuff. Well, the thing is, I was using the resources I was gathering for the base to make those vehicles. That wasn't stuff I had specifically gathered for the vehicles. Yeah, because I didn't do much in between episode progress for the vehicles themselves, I don't think. It was mostly just, well, obviously it was in the new playthroughs because I just didn't have shit in the new series, so I needed to go, basically re-get it all that I had before. Because I wanted to still build that large base that I was going to do in the original one. Or that I was basically, I had already done. I don't think I would have done the lava zone base in the original save. I was thinking about it, but then I was just like, well, why do I even want to bother? If I had continued that save, I would have done that. But I feel like that one wouldn't have been much better than it had wound up being, even with the new one. Like I probably still would have reached the same conclusion regardless. Nothing really could have changed with it. Because I was having loads and loads of fun. But I realized at the end of the day that that wasn't really what I wanted out of the series. Apparently. Magical realization. Oh, hindsight comes to the rescue. Yeah, that's always the fun thing. It's like, oh, this is great. I like doing it this way. And then it's like, well, you could have done it this way. And it's like, oh, shoot. And usually it's minute enough where it's like, okay, yeah, sure, I could have like done things in this one particular video, or maybe like this one thing in this series that I did was like weird. But like, sure, I could probably get past that. But yeah, it was just a lot of things. I think that's probably it. It was a combination rather than just like a few little things here and there. If it was like the bases were cool, but I got kind of what I wanted out of it. like if the bases were kind of, I was weird about the bases and stuff, I was okay. Like I still finished the last base, but yeah, just a combination of everything. And I think beyond outside of Journey, I guess Journey I've had probably more technical difficulty than Subnautica, but that's probably the series I've had the most technical difficulty with. So it was all purely the mods, of course. Even the stuff I had beforehand were kind of making it a bit weird. So it wasn't even like anything new. But that's probably why vanilla will be fun as well, because it won't be like laggy to high hell, or won't have to encounter weird bugs and stuff. The game's pretty polished on its own. And I don't know how the PS5 version will run, but I'm sure it'll be okay. I'd have some weird stuff here and there, maybe later on when I have more stuff built, but it should be alright. Just because Subnautica is a weird game where it like loads everything. It's not like Minecraft where it's like chunk based or whatever. Because like you have your bases on the other side of the map. Stuff's still going on in them when you're like over on the opposite end. Could imagine what people would be like if that was like that for Minecraft. Where's my nearest day? Okay, nearest day is almost over. Okay, I'll take a break after that. And did I write down where I was in Journey last? I want to see how far I'd gone so far today. I'd assume around 10k. 75. Yeah, I'm about 10k, almost 20k, so that's good. We're doing good. And it's not terribly late yet, so I could do like my full kind of lay of things and still have time. I don't think I'll do super exotically long episode today, just cause. But Wednesday and Thursday and Saturday, those are other parts of things. All other equations. And maybe even another day, like Friday or, I don't know. Friday or Thursday or Friday, I don't remember. I don't remember what the lay of things is. Get back to the average for Journey. The craziness of Subnautica is kind of blown over a bit. Tuesday might be a longer day if you want to start mod pack earlier. Well, I gotta work that day still, buddy. If you want to do a longer session, we'd have to do it. Well, I mean, I could still do a longer session. I just have to start at like 2:30 or whatever. But if you want to do like that longer session, then Wednesday or Thursday might be better. I said might anyway. Well, yeah, whatever you think of, because you know it's your shindig. So you call the shots and I'll be there. I'll try to the best of my ability. Mostly building, so it could be short. I did find an ocean. I found the sea moth. What? You found the sea moth. That's an interesting thing to say. Finding the sea moth. Interesting enough. Oh, okay. Gonna take my quick break. That underwater vehicle. Yeah. No clue how to bring it back or anything, but it's there. Oh, yeah, that'll be interesting. Let me move this video over before I get back to the journey. Subnautica Below Zero, Episode 2. Yes. Yes, I'm gonna redo the thumbnail too. I don't even know if I've done the thumbnail for it yet. I probably didn't actually, because I could have ended it and then I left the next day. Yeah, it was on episode 1 still. My thumbnailage. This journeyness from the. There we go. So not Below Zero, episode 2. Yeah, Crystal Caves, episode 2. Who knew? It's not. Guys, yeah, I actually am using a picture of the Crystal Caves, cause one that I took of the area that I was at. Because I was there. It's not clickbait. Did actually go to that biome, which I'm still a little surprised by, although it was by accident and then by purpose. Usually that tends to happen. It's like, oh, it's an accident, and then you just keep going. It's like, oh, do we poke the bear a few more times? I don't know where it would be. It's just in my. Oh, it might just be. I got a lot of the. Oh, there's a lot of cool stuff. I haven't seen some of these creatures. I have like trading cards for the game, and I haven't even seen some of the creatures in them. That's wild. I still have a lot more achievements to go. Jeez. Okay, I didn't take a picture in Steam. Should be in here then. Damn, I never knew there was trading cards for sub. Yeah, it shows them. Oh, that thing when I was editing the video. No way, I thought I took a picture. Made it last longer. Don't know where this is where my screenshots go. Oh, this is my original thumbnails too, that's funny. Do I have to retake it? I can retake it. But yeah, there is. I could tell you which ones I have. I have for trading cards. I have the Brute Shark. I have, or for Below Zero, I mean. I have the Cryptosuchus. I have the Glow Whale, the Lily Paddler, which I don't even know what that thing is. Shadow Leviathan. Oh boy. Snow Stalker. Shadow Leviathan looks spooky in that one. Holy. Oh no, there it is. There's my screenshot. Oh yeah, that's a pretty screenshot. It's just the Crystal Caves. Literally just the Crystal Caves and nothing else. I can put it back on Journey, I guess, but I'm gonna still do this stuff. Crystals. Yeah. People are gonna look at this and be like, why the heck is B4 in the Crystal Caves in episode 2? But you know, I work my magic. I'll probably do something similar in Subnautica again. I'll have to. It'd be funny to see what kind of stuff I could pull in Subnautica. I do like to do that kind of stuff, but maybe just not build bases in crazy places right away. Okay, that's good enough. Default picture as is, and there's no Leviathan tease or anything in it either, because I didn't even see the Leviathan. You might be able to see it. I didn't see it though when I was looking back at it. I don't think I was near enough to it at all. Not that I even know where it spawns, but well, that's a good picture though. Subnautica, BZ, episode 2, the rehash of episode 2. I like these new thumbnails anyway. Something about the old thumbnails. I like these new like things that I'm actually putting effort into. Well, the other one was just me looking at the Kelly and the sea truck, but I think simple is effective. Is it uploading? It was there a second ago. No, it's not here anymore. It glitched out when I was going over to look at other stuff. Yep, crystals. File unreadable. Oh, beautiful. Okay, let me try saving it again. Or maybe it just wasn't done yet. Could try again. Just 1 minute, folks. I'll just try downloading it again. Should be able to be read. It's just a video. Let me get rid of that one. Bit of a big video. 2 hours. What's the run time? 127 minutes. Feature length. Okay, well, I'll have to come back to that. I'll come back to it later, probably after stream. It'll probably take a bit for it to save again. Well, that'll be good. That's another episode of that down. I think 2 episodes of that a week is fine. I'll have to see what I do when I come back to Subnautica. I'm thinking I'll do that. That'd be kind of fun to go back to. Not that I'd know what I would do. I mean, I guess just the game, but I guess I don't need to overcomplicate it, but maybe that might be enough. Maybe I don't need special Leviathans or crazy base locations right away to make it fun. Based on how much I've been itching to play Subnautica, it's probably a good sign that I want to get back into it, even if it's just vanilla. Anywho, I feel like I've talked to Subnautica to the moon and back these last few episodes, so I should probably switch topic. Not that I really have much more to say on it anyway. Could talk about the fact that Journey's like my only, well, I guess Journey and Below Zero is like my only thing. I started looking at recipes too. Oh, did you? For the mods stuff? Got my lowest series count in a while, and I'm actually pretty happy about that. Gives me a good time to do Journey. Wait for what you need for upgrades, yeah. Fair enough. I'm trying to see how quickly I can get Railgun in the lava zone. Oh yeah. Optimizing all the stuff. Modded Subnautica. Because if I just eliminate the sea dragons with turrets and things, then I can get kind of peacefully. Oh yeah, that's an option. Okay, I'll have to figure out when I'm going to play Minecraft through time again. I'll just see when it naturally occurs back to me, because I wanted to play it when I was doing Malibu, and now I'm kind of just like, I'm fine. Just worrying about like 3 series right now. Oh yeah, the fire. Oh yeah, that happened in the episode. Yeah, that was funny. Burned down like a third of my base, and I had to rebuild it. And then I could talk about my Minecraft through time base plans for beta. I mean, they're kind of secret on the series, but I could talk about them here because I don't know how many people will be here that'll see those. I mean, you're here, Blaze. You can. I mean, it doesn't make much of a difference. But I'm, you know, because in the beta base, like where I'm going to be doing the beta area, there's the Forest of Eternal Fire or whatever, and I was like, well, obviously I could just remove the trees and put out the fire, but I kind of like that. But you can do it. I don't care. Like, no one's gonna. I don't think it'll spoil much. Like Devin, like not even when it wouldn't even spoil it for Devin because I've already told him. Like you make it sound like it's a big deal. Or good, but it's not gonna affect many people. It's not like it has like a. I mean, it does have people watching it, but I doubt it'll make much of a difference if they knew what was going on. Because I was pretty transparent about the future bases anyway. I was like monolith, and then yeah, that ended up happening. And then Subnautica, oh my gosh, Subnautica was even worse. Where I was just like, yeah, basically just writing out the whole roadmap. I think Subnautica will be one where I'm leaving it a bit more open-ended, and I'm not just rushing into the next base. Obviously, if my needs supersede a certain base, and I'm like, okay, it'd be cooler to build a larger base here, then yeah. Anyway, I'm going back to Minecraft through time. I've talked about Subnautica so much. But Minecraft through time, the beta base, the Forest of Eternal Fire, so cool. I don't want to remove those trees that are on fire. I'm going to keep them. My base is going to be ruined. It's going to be some ruined structures. Some snorkel to rest. Well, yeah, because I've been like living and breathing Subnautica for like the last few weeks. Like literally last weekend, I think I played, well, before, the weekend before this one, I played Subnautica basically the whole weekend. And I did a marathon last week. I think I can give it a bit of rest. I know I'm excited about it and below zero, but it doesn't have to be the only thing I talk about. We're gonna turn to a peeper at this rate. Yeah, exactly. Gonna be Riley on 4546 speed pretty soon. But yeah, I think Ruins would be a really cool base because me and Devin did Old Craft, which was gonna be a beta series with the server. And I'm basically doing that now with Minecraft through time, so it'll be great. It will be epic. And I think Ruins would be a really cool base to do in beta Minecraft. Obviously, it's a bit hard to do because I like greenery, and I can't really do greenery. I could do like a lot of sugarcane and stuff. I actually found some ruins that I saved, so I might be influenced by those, although it is modern Minecraft. But even more of a challenge to figure out how to translate something like that into beta in my own vision. But I think some like ruined castles or stuff, not even like built up stuff, just like walls and like corners of buildings and things. Maybe even some like fronts of builds, like so have some story. Maybe what happened to the civilization or whatever that caused the fire and that you just keep burning forever. Dark magic. They discovered something that should have stayed hidden, kind of thing, Indiana Jones type shit. But I think I want to go into the storytelling with that base rather than like Malibu, where it was just like this mansion and this weird terrain. I think it'd be kind of cool to just build something with more story to it. I like a good bit of story. I need torches down here. Holy, I can't see a thing. I don't even know why the torch flame is all the way over there. It's off in friggin' Netherlands. Yeah, it's off in the Netherlands at this point. I was gonna say off in Neverland, but same thing. I always remember that. Well, I kind of forgot for a bit, but I just remember that like literally one of the bases in Legacy Newcraft 1 was called the Netherlands, and it was like a nether. I know what they meant. Like it was like Netherlands, but it's just like it's funny. That's like the Netherlands, the country. Speaking of Mossy Cobble, in Minecraft through time, Mossy Cobble will be really good for the ruins, but there's not really a reliable way to get it in old Minecraft. So I only got the stuff I got from my original spawner, the spider one. So I probably won't be doing much with that. So I'll probably mostly build stone, cobblestone, do a lot of like sugar cane, and I won't do much like trees just because it doesn't make sense. I want to like make it like make sense. I believe Devin said he might do some kind of like, I don't remember what he said. It was like some sort of fortress or castle or something. I'm not sure. It was like something that went into the mountain though. But no promises on him actually doing that. I'm going the opposite way. Let's correct the compass. Holy. Just when I was like, oh, we're doing good. Initially, I still go the wrong way occasionally. This is a one-way trip. I ain't going back. It's a longer journey overall to go back now at this point. It just doesn't make sense. Just do the math. Some mobs in the caves. But I'm looking forward to that base. I think I'll give it a little bit. I think my rule of thumb will be when I get back into it naturally, because usually that's a good thing. Although, it's a bit touch and go, because sometimes I can be out of things for a while. Like Renew Craft. Oh my gosh. That one has just been all over the place. Probably because I've been playing modern Minecraft worlds, like servers with like good commitment, and then they just get like I obviously would shut them down or whatever, but that was just because things went dead. So like things would go dead inevitably, and it's like, no, why even bother with the worlds? And then, you know, of course, like the world now is cool, it's good, but it's just like a lot of this residual stuff is still around. So it's good to just have that on hiatus, not worry about modern Minecraft for now. Well, it's still open technically speaking, but I probably won't play much of it. I'll check out the new update probably when I am actually into the game again. Like the modern game, I mean. I'm still into Minecraft. I haven't played modern Minecraft in a while though. It'll be nice to get back to it. Chase the skies. Yeah. I remember when Mojang was teasing it as the ... I just love the update. Just the best. We'll tease one word of the update, the. This is great. I just love that kind of humor. Tree base or tree Heidi pole. Oh. The update. Oh gosh, you talk about my favorite update like it's nothing. Most prolific Minecraft update to date. And I'm glad that I'm not like spitfiring all sorts of series is added too much. Okay. I'm glad that I'm not doing too much on my plate. I think I prefer to have few things on my plate and just churn them out and be happy with them. And then, you know, move on to other stuff. Then at least I can fully fledge the stuff I want to fully fledge, which I'm kind of bad for that. I'm not very good about like just doing one or two streams here or there on certain things. Like I'm usually like I freaking have to go commitment or no commitment at all. But I think I'm gonna try and just be like, I'll just let certain things just happen as they happen and not worry about it. Because it's not like a lot of the stuff is that popular. I guess Factorio was actually doing pretty good, but I'm just kind of like, well, I did those streams. I'm happy with them. I want to do more, but I'm just busy right now. Well, I was busy with Subnautica last week, and if I feel like doing it this week on Thursday, then I will. Didn't have time to do it today, nor did I really feel like it anyway, so there you go. It's easier to do that for like series that don't get much attention. Like Subnautica was easy to do that for. Just because I was like, it kind of like went into like a plateau there for a while. Like that like 2 months there, I was just kind of like, eh. And then I like went back to it and I questioned why I ever left in the first place. It's just interesting how that stuff kind of happens. After we do the base and mod pack, I think progress will be slower because, as you know, I was grinding my ass off for it. Yeah. I'm just chilling anyway. It's nothing crazy or whatever from me. I'm trying not to be too overly crazy with things. I find that's kind of one of my problems is I get way too into things when I do get into them. I mean, well, Devin with like the servers and stuff, he's always into it no matter what. And I think I used to be like that. I've just become more jaded as time has gone on. And now I'm just like, I've experienced so many different things, so I might as well just mess around, just have fun. Oh yeah, there's a lot of that stuff that we can do, the structures and the dimensions. We did the undergarden, so we got that one under our belt already. Oh, hello. So we got definitely can do more. This would be interesting because you used to ask me in like people would ask me in old worlds. Well, I'm just saying hypothetically speaking, people probably did, but like members of the server or whatever would ask me or whatever what I was gonna do or that kind of thing. Usually Devin, he'd be like, "What kind of base are you gonna do? Where are you gonna base before the world?" I'm like, "I don't know. I just go by the seat of my pants." You know, like I don't. It's not a science with me. I just click with things. I just like yeah. If I find a cool area, I'll just base there. I'll make it work. And something I want to try with Minecraft, I think that might make it a bit more fun too, is probably basing in new areas that I haven't based in as much in the past as well. Because I feel like I always default to the same areas, usually because I try to base in the general people area where everyone is. And then, yeah, things kind of taper off. I'm like, well, guess I'm going to have to move. That's my trouble. Is I always like move and stuff, and I never develop things. You know, Devin kind of takes pride in moving around and stuff. I don't mind moving, but I'm the kind of person that likes to have like a main base material type area, and when like in a lot of recent worlds for me, I haven't really been able to do like that, where I've just been constantly moving around without really a real main base or anything. Like in the literally like, Newcraft 2 last year, that like the one thing I was doing in that world was just my ender chest basically, and I had my chest boats and stuff. It was just, eh. I like adventure, but I don't want my whole story to be adventure. I actually like having somewhere to develop. And that's why I thought heavy metal was gonna shape up to be, and it might shape up to be like that. But of course, it's just like every other friggin' thing I built in recent worlds, where it's just like this half build. But I also realized I gotta decouple from like doing things like in like a time frame or whatever. I just gotta be like, it's a world. I got as much time as I want. I can just do whatever. I don't need to like commit to finishing my base this week or whatever. You know, I could just do whatever I feel like. If I want to go diamond mining, sure, let's go diamond mining. I don't need to like make it a science of being like, yep, we do the base, then we do the another build, and then the interior, and then shops, and you know, I mean, projects are good. It's good to do stuff, but you know, it can get a bit, it can be a bit of a slippery slope. And I've definitely had that happen before, especially if I want to develop areas rather than large bases. Then yeah, that's something I want to get used to is leaving things behind and not being like kicking myself for it. Like if something's not working, I don't have to just stay there and kick the dead horse. I've had that one happen a few times too. Boats. More boats. It was close tonight, but I don't need another bed. I'm having fun with this though. This is the longest a mod pack has even lasted for me because I never had this many structures and dimensions to explore. I was just doing the same old Twilight Forest and Aether for the longest 2 years. That's fun. I'm glad you're having a blast. It's a pretty chill world. You seem to be really enjoying it. That's good. Oh, that was before the dragons. Yeah, the dragons. What a time. Uh, bonk. Lucky with their location being a sizable island. Yeah, we're not around anything. We're good. We're good. Oh, hello, mobs. Creepy mob forests. Okay. Root forest type ordeal, yeah. It reminds me of the basically before like I mean like Twilight Forest. I remember like the forest that was like super like dark in like the Shadow Forest or whatever. That just reminds you of that. Blood ordeal. That dark forest one. Yeah, I know. I just instantly just walk on top of it. I was that guy. Gosh, boss is literally impossible to fight. Oh my gosh, yeah. I was the kind of guy that just mine into structures back then. I just like I did not care. I was not like, let's go through the labyrinth. I was like, let's mine to the boss room. I ain't doing all that. Let's pillar up. Gosh, that's fun. Nario, yeah. Oh, that's how it was though. Of course, me now, I would probably just do the whole thing just for the hell of it, but just to get a bit more out of it. But yeah, back then, or even if it was like a casual thing I did, I'd probably just do that. Okay, spectator mode. Yeah, yeah, spectator mode. Let's just kick the spectator mode. No. What what they don't know can't hurt them. Type mentality over there. Holy. Screw this. Okay, I can't find this trial chamber anywhere. Screw these maps that the villagers sell. I ain't doing all that. Okay. Oh gosh. God, where's this Lich Tower? I've been looking for hours, AK walking in circles around the portal. That's always how my friggin' trying to find things is. I'm like, oh, that looks familiar. Yeah, it's because I've already been there. I was been walking in like a circle this whole time. My navigation skills sometimes are just epic. If I'm not just picking like one direction and going. With some mods, you kind of have to because the structure spawns like 7,000 blocks away. Well, yeah, you're working with like the RNG basically of the structure spawns. You're not always gonna get the good end of it. And even in normal Minecraft, sometimes structures can be a pain in the rear. Even just common ones, especially if you got a weird spawn. I remember the one time I actually pruned a world we had. Oh, mansions. Well, those are pretty bad intentionally. The funniest thing is like the only ones I've actually rated were like the ones that were close. Like I've never actually like gone out like 10,000 blocks for a mansion. I've only found them accidentally. I'm like, oh, I'll raid that. Like Renewcraft, we walked over to the Pale Garden. There was a mansion over there. We raided it, I think, and that was cool. Or even like in Newcraft 3, I think there was a mansion on our way to the end or something, and we quickly raided that. I had to travel 10,000 blocks for a jungle one time. Yeah, sometimes worlds just certain things in worlds are not your friend. I found recently in Minecraft, it's been the deserts. Like a lot of the mini biomes, sure, like Pale Garden and like a lot of the cases, yeah, like the super tiny one, like every freaking 40,000 blocks or something. Deserts are pretty bad. Um, Well, I mean, like a lot of like the rarer biomes, I guess, like the mangrove swamp, I've had trouble with, and I really like the mangrove wood. I've used in basically like every palette, even like in like Renewcraft with like the SHOA headquarters and stuff. Because it's just a good like brown, like the log. I'm just trying to think of like other biomes that are like that. Jungles, like I seem to find pretty often. I usually tend not to have trouble with them, but I've just had good luck. Nether spawns though, it's another thing. Like where your portal spawns in the Nether. Oh my god, I've had like the worst RNG on the SMPs. you go into it, it's like a freaking Soul Sand Valley or a Basalt Delta or whatever, that type of shit. You never get anything normal anymore. And then the one time we did get a normal one, it was like on the precipice of a lava lake. You know, it was like you like walk a few blocks, you're dead. And then we had the most jank bridge in Legacy Newcraft 1 because it was like this like cobbled together bridge that Devin had done for like a little like netherite mine or whatever it was. It was a tunnel he had dug out. I don't know if it was a netherite mine. It might have been at one point, but we quickly made it into a tunnel to a new area. But I had to use that every time I wanted to go between the spawn and this area we had. Oh, it was so bad. And then the gas came along. Oh, that pathway, it killed me once or twice for sure. Lost my stuff a good few times there. Actually, I was pretty good in that world. I actually didn't die. I only like the only time I actually died and lost my stuff was when I fell into lava there. But I think I even collected the netherite back. But I only died like once in that world, and then like Nathan killed me once, and I was like, "Damn, you broke my streak, buddy." I was death free in this world almost the whole time, and you just come up and kill me. It's always soul sand for me. Oh yeah, soul sand is always a time. And because it's bedrock, I get like 10 skeletons from me before I even load in through the portal. The bug rock is real. Like man, yeah. It was so interesting for me going from a bedrock realm system. I went to Java for a few worlds, and then we went back to bedrock. I was like and it was a time. It was like, yeah, we gotta go back to Bedrock because that's where everyone is, like all the people who would play, because all of our Java folk have like friggin' ran for the hills, off doing whatever. And honestly, the same, just basically like all of us on the server. Well, I don't know about you boys, but a lot of the folk have gone really busy. That's kind of why Renewcraft slowed down even without like, because it's the summer. You know, it's not even like people are in school or anything. It's just like life. So it's just a good time for a hiatus. And I'm trying to finish Journey, and it's always been the waging war for me these past few years of the server versus Journey. I'm just like, let's just put it to bed. Finish Journey and then do the servers later. I was on Bedrock ever since it came out 2017 to 2025, and then 2022 I got Java. I've had Java since 2012. I got into both at the same time. I just played Pocket, like I've said it before. I played Pocket Edition because it was on console because it was where all my friends were. I didn't have friends who had Java. And I wasn't the kind of person that enjoyed playing like servers. I never really have been the type of person. I don't really like Hypixel and that kind of stuff. I did play it for a while, but I just prefer like Minecraft, like the game, not like the little like sub games and stuff. And my ultimate Minecraft experience is just Minecraft with other people. And I don't like just joining into someone's SMP like 2 years in. You know, that was one of my issues with like joining stuff like Oldcraft, where it's like it's been around a few years. It's cool. I spent a whole episode of that series just walking around looking at the lore. But part of the fun for me is just building from the ground up, having a completely blank slate and working up to something really neat. And you don't really get to do that. I mean, technically you can, sure, you can do your areas and stuff, but like I mean like the whole world. It's just the principle of it. But yeah, in 2021 I had Windows 10 edition, but no one really played with me for Java. Yeah, it was the same for me. I played on a Java server with a few friends back in 2013, I think. Oh, sorry. But it never really went anywhere. People just use World Edit and stuff, and I never really got much out of that world, of course, because it was only like when I hung out with friends. And that was technically a thing, but yeah, I only played on it a few times. And since then, it was like Bedrock until really, because I played Java loosely through the years, but I never really committed to Worlds until like the first Bedrock world I committed to in like 2019, I guess. And and that was a world I wanted to get more out of than my friends could even play on it. And then I was like, you know what? Let's do a Realm as soon as Realms came out on PlayStation, and then that's kind of the rest was history for Newcraft. And then like the Java stuff only started a few years ago, like 2022. Would it have been 2022? Maybe 2023, 2022, that kind of age. And then last year was pretty good. I actually beat the game in for the first time on Java with a bunch of people. Which was different getting used to Java because there's a lot of differences, but man, yeah, it was so nice to play on. At least compared to my Bedrock that I've been playing for years. So if I'm a bit sniffly, I just had to blow my nose because my allergies are kicking in this time of year. Oh, it's funny how I spent like the last few days outside and stuff, and I didn't even have allergies or anything, and now I like. But you know, I guess that's not to say that I just wasn't that aware of them. But now I'm like sitting down and stuff. I'm like super hyper aware of everything. Oh, but yeah, Minecraft's been a rocky road for sure. I'm not like a lot of people who there's a bunch of I'm sure there's a lot of just casual gamers like myself, but there's a lot of people that have like committed to worlds and stuff and have crazy stuff. And I can't really do that, or I haven't been able to do that for years. I had, of course, like Newcraft that went for a year, but that was the trouble with that world that reset, and then we reset into a world that just was shit. Well, it wasn't bad. It was a pretty good world, but times change. And I'm not completely against resets overall, but I think just like doing them like every few months, every few weeks is just defeats the purpose of it. You need to be tactful about it if you're going to do it. And it's the same thing goes for the other side of the spectrum as well, like Forever Worlds, I think. But I haven't really played a world long enough to really be like that. But like I feel like a lot of people like overindulge or overcommit or whatever. And it just stops being fun. And then they just lose interest. Can talk to the moon and back about Minecraft servers and the various different problems I've encountered along that path for sure. Because that's the trouble of it, is I always keep returning to it because that's my favorite way to play Minecraft. And then it always just goes to shit one way or another. That's just the trouble of it. It's the double-edged sword. Right. God, I'm so stuffy now. I don't know why. I was so good this like whole day, this whole like weekend I was good. Now I'm just like, I'm home now and like everything goes to crap. I'll try to have a drink. There we go. I could probably move that Subnautica episode over now, or below zero. Let me do that before I forget. And then it's like another day or two or whatever. I want to try and get these out pretty soon after they're good. That's weird. I don't know why it's not reading it. Maybe I just have to try exporting it again. 1141 sub seemed to help. LOL. Is Clipchamp not showing you a time? No, it's showing me a time. Let me see. Let me look at the file itself. Oh yeah, the file isn't playable. That might be because this file type is unsupported. Okay, the file just won't open. Yeah, I just have to try exporting it again. It might have just been a faulty export. It just doesn't open when I click on it, like only the video file. So I probably just have to reinstall it or like re-export it. It's probably just went borked in the editing, or the export. Yeah, it's 2 hours, 7 minutes, 11 seconds. So pretty sizable episode considering it's edited as well. A lot of PDA reading, but I did a lot of shit in that episode. I like looking back at it. Holy hell, there's a lot of stuff. Probably won't do that much every episode. I'm gonna try and stick to like a few things, a few tasks per episode. You know, I think like, the laser cutter and all that stuff will be good for the next one. Just want to like break it up a bit more. Why is Crypt Champ buffering now? Oh Christ! Here I try to like be efficient with things, and the software doesn't work with me. Okay, can I try exporting it? Okay, it's exporting now. We'll see if it behaves. Honestly, if Clip Change just keeps giving me hell, I'll probably just try another editing software, like a different one. But we'll see, because I've been having trouble with it. Obviously, it's a free software, so I'm not surprised. But you get what you get. You know, you free anything free. You know, it's always strings. CapCut would be better. Would it? Of course I take damage. Old Minecraft, everybody. I'll let it export again and try it again. I just need to be patient with it. And I have to redo that Subnautica episode. I went through it pretty roughly before. I'll probably go through it with a bit more of a fine-tooth comb because it's a pretty long friggin' episode, even edited. So I'm gonna try and tune it up a bit tomorrow. I won't go through it very intensely, but I'll kind of just try and remove all the awkward bits as I do. Or yeah, I don't know if I should. I mean, I probably should keep the original series. I'm not sure though, because it's kind of all over the place. In that case, I just wouldn't have to worry about the marathon. Could just move it over or whatever it is. It's like 9.5 hours. I don't know. It's like one of my, because I was like, oh, it's all over the place. That's like my thing, but like it was like really all over the place. Enough. Because I need some other thing to talk about. Because I could keep talking about the servers and stuff. I don't really got much to say. As I've talked on a lot of it in the past for fear of broken recording too much. What is this? Concocted. This will probably change when I actually get the game. Oh, I see. You got like some ideas. Very cool. Very cool. Very neat indeed. All right. Bedtime. Bedtime very soon. Gotta camp out. I think I'm gonna go on top of that hill. That hill looks pretty neat. I haven't taken a thumbnail yet. I should probably take a thumbnail pretty soon. I'm already 20,000 in. I only got like 15,000 left. Or however long I want to go. Set out a picnic. Yep, exactly. I'll have to rejig the numbers a bit and see how I'd make it work at this point because that's 4 days of zero down. So the numbers will be a bit fun to figure out how much I'll have to do. So I need to even it out, and I also need to account for the end of the journey. So no effing around from here. I'm thinking the plan is I go pretty like hard in on Journey towards the end, like pretty like as much as I can, like do as much and just take time off. Yeah, I was surprised you didn't do Journey yesterday. Oh, yesterday I couldn't even stream at all. That's why I said like I was out of service and stuff. Like I was just like I was um not at my computer or whatever the whole day. And same thing with today for the most part. It was waste. I was not wasted, buddy. Okay. And by out of service, I mean like out of like civilization. You know, like out in oh, it's out somewhere. Yeah, I stream from out there. Yeah, like, that's what I just meant. Like I was just kind of well, the thing with the Journey stuff was I was like I'm gonna take a day off to do the marathon. I was like that's fine. And then below zero, yeah, that was good. And then the next day, I'm trying to remember exactly how everything played out because I trying to remember. I think I was editing the next day. I spent like the whole next day editing the Subnautica stuff, and then the Subnautica stream didn't even work properly anyway. But I got Below Zero episode 1 edited that day. And then the day after was like the Friday. I literally did like the Below Zero stream, and that was all I could do. Like in the morning, I didn't have enough time to do much of anything. Because I had work and all that. And I got back from work. I was like, I'm going to do Below Zero because I got to make up for the stream. And I was like, well, I could do Journey instead, like in the morning, or do Journey across the board and then just not do Subnautica. But I was like, I was already kind of iffy with Journey. And I think I was like, I can take a few days. And that's kind of what it ended up being. It was kind of an accidental, but kind of, it was a well-needed break from Journey for a few days. Even though, yes, I did take like a break, for like a while. It was not a break, I guess, in nature. It wasn't like a purposeful break that I took, even when I was doing the outposts and stuff. So I wouldn't say doing less episodes of Journey because I had school was a break. That's what I mean. Like, I didn't really properly, consciously take a break, and I probably won't for the rest of the series, to be fair. It was just nice to take it then, just because it was just how it worked out. We'll see. It might happen again in July, depending on what happens, but I should still be able to get some stuff going, even like shorter episodes. Won't be complete radio silence, but I think it's okay, honestly. My channel's not that big where it's that big of a problem if I don't stream. Have you uploaded the mod pack videos yet, or no? I think I might just play on it. I don't think I'll stream it. Like I have the streams, but I think I'll just mess around with you. I find that to be more fun, honestly. I'm kind of like full circle moment with like how Devin's been with Renewcraft. Like I feel like my stuff's so disjointed. Like I didn't even stream like the initial session and stuff. So I'm just like, and you do a lot of off-camera stuff. So I'm just like, let's just enjoy the world. I'm just gonna enjoy it. I'm not gonna bother streaming it. Some things don't have to be streamed for me. I mean, because you're knee deep into streaming it and it works. But it's just one of those things. Just naturally, that way it's just like makes sense to me. Whereas like Renewcraft was just like I just like streaming the server when I play on it. And that just made sense because I had done it since the beginning and stuff. And I was always kind of wishy-washy with like the modded stuff with you. So I'm just like, make it easy. Just don't bother streaming or anything. And I was like, well, I could edit the stuff because I would have to probably edit some of it because there's some like weird bits in the episodes. Well, not weird bits, but like I meant like in like the one episode there was the technical difficulty with me not having your audio in there for like a while because I forgot to unmute you, and it was just like do I want like another thing? I guess technically right now Subnautica is the only edited series, but Minecraft Through Time's still in the back burner, so it's gonna come back. And then it'll be like 2 again. And honestly, I don't want to do too much because I gotta A, finish Journey, and then B, I don't want to have too many things on the go because then if the fall comes around, I don't want to be doing all sorts of different stuff. So Subnautica, I'm not sure because if I come back to it, I don't know how I'll stream it because um, it's kind of a bit of a blitz. It'll have to be if I want to, have enough room in my schedule for academics and stuff later on, and then because I could manage like the one stream a week of Subnautica to be fair, but it would be nice to have that allotted for like early access Subnautica 2 instead. If it helps with your other series, I plan on wrapping up Modpack before September. Okay. Yeah, because Journey will be wrapped up probably in August or September at the latest if everything goes well. A bit wishful thinking the more and more time goes by. But yeah, that'll be there, and then Renew Craft will be on hiatus. I don't know when till. We'll have to figure that out. So yeah, things will be shifting. Ideally, it would be done in July, but vacations might hinder some progress. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like July might be a bit touch and go even for Journey here. So I'm trying to make the Journey before August work, but it's not a make or break. I would really like to do it just so I don't have to do Journey going into another year. Like I just it's just a thing. It's not even like an ego or anything of just like I want to get there just to get there. It'd just be nice. And then I could just focus on my little things like Subnautica 2 and Renew Craft whenever that comes back. Or I don't know if I do Factorial more. We'll see. I was having fun with it, but I won't force myself if I'm kind of out of it. It is a thing of whatever I'm interested in at the time. But I won't say like Factorial is over. Like I usually would. I'll just be like, yeah, I'll just come back to it. I always like to leave things at a good point anyway. Because I feel like I have this natural urge to fill up the schedule, but it's like I'm not always going to be interested in those things on like specific days or whatever. And the only reason I do it this way is because of Journey. Journey is like the big thing where it's like, well, I have to like figure out what days I'm to do longer and shorter Journey episodes so then I can figure out when I'm going to edit and do these other things. I think we have 2 more dimensions to explore in the raster structures. Oh, okay. That's cool. That's cool. Then Ender Dragon. Yeah. The end is the end. Even though in my New Craft series it was the halfway point, I think. It was around episode 7 or something out of like the 15 there. And then I don't even know if we did the end in the new world that we had there. And the Renew Craft, of course, we haven't in like the half year. So some post end game. Yeah, just a little bit of post end game. Yeah. I think in the future it might be fun to do like a mod pack SMP and not have it be session based. But SMPs are hard enough as it is, so I'm trying to just remain caught up on SMPs. Just so then, like, if that works, then I could be like, yeah, sure. When that's in a lull, we could do like something more experimental. But I didn't even mention the gear grind exactly. To have some nice enchanted armor and weapons, because epic fight, I feel like we're underutilizing. Yeah, I guess. I think it's a bit overwhelming. That's my opinion. Like mods like that. That's why I usually don't use them. It's just because I prefer to just play with like some an easy lay of things. Because I get pretty easily overwhelmed. It's like, well, all these are very different. That's like, I think that's my trouble with a lot of games in general, though. To be fair, like naturally with the games with lots of weapons and stuff. I don't know, I'm the kind of person that just likes to pick something and go with it, and then if it doesn't work, then yeah, try something else. But I don't know, it's like an ain't broke, don't fix it thing with my logic. A big fight I won't keep for my definitive mod pack. I use a combat mod that I used before, which was actually better in my opinion. Yeah, it's just I don't know. I like modded tiers of gear, but I find it a bit weird having like 100 variants or whatnot. Obviously, exaggeration, but you know, having like a bunch of variants of like things. Because there was no fight or battle modes, which I find that strange. Oh yeah. I know Devin eats that kind of stuff up for breakfast. Like he loves like all sorts of alternate things and like all that. I think it's just not my playstyle. I don't mind it. I kind of like exploring it a bit, but it's not something that like I don't know. I rely on the novelty of to keep things interesting. It's just like, yeah, sure, I guess I need to battle something and maybe make a cool weapon or something, but I'm not like actively like, strategizing or whatever. I'm like somewhat strategic, but I'm not that like into it. Because better combat just adds to the vanilla system. Hmm. And I didn't like the one because it all didn't add like 50 million weapons. Or I like the one. Oh yeah, because it didn't add. Yeah. What's the thing? Like if it adds like like some variants, I could see that working. Like I think my favorite combat mod would be like new weapons, like that you could find in the world or something, like artifact weapon type things, like kind of like Terraria has with like the hero's blade or whatever. I think that would be neat. But just like being like, oh, you want to make a diamond halberd, a diamond glaive, a diamond like, you know, all these things. It's like that's cool, but like I like how like dungeons or something does it where you have to like find the stuff and you're not just instantly like able to craft like 100 different things and you're just like, which one do I make? Because there isn't an answer, you just kind of have to experiment, but then you're using all these resources. Because it's also hard to tell which is the best. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Like, it's like a lot of the mods kind of don't really emphasize on a best. They just kind of like make a bunch of alternatives that kind of do a similar thing. It just depends on how you want to attack things, I guess. It's like knives would attack quicker than like a long sword or whatever. But are you doing the same thing at the end of the day, kind of? And there's the like hammers, yeah. Sabers, yeah. Like, and then like the other thing, I like how Vault Hunters has a good weapon system too. I don't think there's too many vanilla mods that have like the Vault Hunter weapon system where it's like you have like your base weapons, but then you combine them and you get different things. You get like a pickaxe, like axe combo, like you know, like a pickaxe or whatever, right? Like a combo and stuff like that. Or like you get like a scythe. That yeah, that breaks the chest and that, but I feel like a scythe would be good for like harvesting tools or like harvesting crops or whatever. And you can like combine things and get different like stuff like that. Multi tools are cool, yeah. Not that I think multi tools are a necessity, but they're neat. But then it like kind of it you can't like have like a multi tool that does everything in that in that thing. Like, you can't have like something that does absolutely everything because then you're wasting out on like making things good. That kind of thing. Like you're using up like gems or whatever, like slots or whatever that you only have a limited amount of kind of thing. That's one thing I like about that. And then in Minecraft, you could just like enchant any friggin' thing, of course, and then. But I think that's like an interesting thing about like stuff that you find. I mean, enchantments are cool, but I think it'd be kind of neat to find things in the world that wouldn't give enchant, that wouldn't be able to be enchanted, kind of thing, that are kind of like limited. Although that's something that Minecraft hasn't really done. I think it'd be interesting to have like artifact type weapons though. Spartan weaponry and epic knights, yes, that's different from epic fight. Adds a bunch of those weapons that you mentioned earlier. Oh yeah, yeah, because I've played stuff with them in them. And I usually just tend to like glaze over it a bit. I kind of explore it lightly, but I'm not really too into combat that much. Like if you're into combat, then great, it works. You know, it works great. But I'm just not like that, like addicted to combat and like weaponry and stuff. I don't mind. Like I think weapons are cool, sure, but it's not like the deal breaker for me. Like Devin always is like, oh, I wish they had like all these different like axes and stuff, like battle axes and all these different things, and like all these new tiers. Or not new tiers, but you know, like I don't really disagree with that. I think there could be some more cool like stuff to Minecraft in terms of like tiers and maybe even like certain weapons. But I think Minecraft, in a certain effect, is not really a game like that by default. But like modding it, yeah, I could see that. I'm not gonna lie, Epic Fight is, I think, is somewhat worse than vanilla. I feel like I'd die sooner. Really? Mm, I see. I see. And I think part of improving Journey is scheduling things a bit more. Like not going super late into the night. I can't. I just don't like staying up late, honestly. So I probably shouldn't be going up to like 3, 4 a.m. doing Journey streams anymore because I poorly planned out my streams. So think what I will do is I'll try and work them in a bit earlier. And if I can't get that 30,000, well, there's a marathon I can do. Some days I just won't be able to do it, and I just gotta get over that and not not ruin the next day. And then when I do like other things like Subnautica, I could do those on days where I don't have other things like work. You know, like on Wednesday, or I guess Wednesday will be when I do Below Zero. Especially considering how laggy it is for some people too. The current mod pack was supposed to be the definitive one, but I realized that some mods aren't worth keeping around. Well, yeah, you kind of get a bit of a trial and error type thing where you just play it and you see what works and what doesn't work. That's kind of what happened with my Subnautica, of course, where I added a bunch of stuff and I was like, that's all cool. But certain things I was like, that I don't really like now that I've played with. It's like I don't know if I really need that anymore. And that's kind of what I did at the end there. I kind of purged a bunch just because. And of course, I purged the vehicles. But it's always good to like start out general because you never know what you'll like or not like, you know, off the hop sometimes. It's like, that sounds really cool. Let me try it and see if I actually can agree with it or not. I guess another thing with mod packs is you also gotta be a bit selective too, because I don't know. To me, like mod packs also need to be like a certain. Well, they don't need to be a certain thing, but like I feel like they benefit from being like certainly specialized if you're gonna specialize in anything. I like a lot of kitchen sink packs myself, though. To be fair, like a lot of just like Not necessarily random, but like stuff that could like actually like work together, but it's just like all facets of things for every type of player. Uh, but not every mod pack needs to be kitchen sink, but it does encourage you to do other avenues if you want. Like it's like, oh, I don't do tech very much, let's do tech, or I don't do magic very much, let's do magic. And machine ones, yeah, machine ones. Like I've dug a little bit into them. They're fun, but you know, you never know until you try. It's just like a lot of people are like, oh, I'm a builder, I'm so bored of Minecraft. Well, try PvP or something, you know. You know, that kind of thing. Like, try other things. Like I've done PvP. Well, I don't know. I'm not too into PvP myself or like speed running or just like that's another thing to Minecraft is a lot of people get stuck in their ways and they're bored and they're like, oh, I don't know how to fix it. There's what's a mod pack I tried for combat that added skill trees and level up systems. Yeah, and that if that's like your thing, like if you want like classes or skill trees or that kind of thing. Like you need mine X level to mine diamond, yeah, like the RL craft type system. Like if you like that, or you like your game to be brutal as nails, where you have to like, mine, all sorts of different, yeah, you have like barriers in the game, or you need to like do flint first, or take a while to get a crafting table. Then yeah, do you. Minecraft's a game where it's different for everybody. It's a different game for everybody, and everyone wants to get kind of something else out of it. I feel like there's like the general Minecraft, sure, but I think everyone's always kind of trying to play it in like their own kind of uh, play style or whatever. At the end of the day, no matter what. Okay, hopefully the new episode will save properly. Yeah, replace that file. That file is not gonna open for the life of it. You ever played with the Witherstorm mod? No, I can't say I have. Blaze, you're talking to someone that I played modded, but I've mainly just played like mod packs in the past, like the actual ones. I've made my own in recent years, but I haven't like messed around too much with mods and stuff. Like you're talking to someone that basically doesn't play modded. I play a lot of other games modded, funnily enough, but Minecraft's not really a game I do modded very often. And to be fair, I haven't done vanilla Minecraft that much, let alone modded. Like I played a lot of vanilla Minecraft in my day, but it's been through a lot of different worlds. Or it's stuff like Journey, where it's just like, yeah, I'm doing stuff, but you only really see it in the numbers, and you don't see it in like actual stuff in the world. I used until I used the Farlands or whatever. Um, but like, yeah, I've tried out the odd stuff though. In the past, I was very experimental. I've kind of settled in my ways now of like the adventure and the building and all that. Like I realize how much I'm into like resource gathering and stuff. I really eat that up. And a lot of people find that to be the drivel to get to where they want to go. And for me, that's like part of the whole story there, almost. Obviously, I got bored of it just like everyone else would, but it's just like certain things just like more fun. It's just like, oh yeah, let's go caving because I want to get some, deep slate or something. Or I don't think I've ever done that. That's a bad example. Caving just in general, just to get resources, I guess. I need to find some tough. Let's go into a cave and mine a bunch for like an hour or two. Or my thing, I just wander around and find structures to go to. Don't do enough of that in the worlds anymore. I don't adventure. I always settle. I like to settle pretty early though. I like to at least have somewhere to put my storage. Just like any game. It's gotta be at least somewhere. It doesn't have to be anywhere good. It can just be anywhere. I could store some chests that's decent to me. Unless it's something like Journey where I just have like this long-term travel inventory type thing. The travel inventory. Let me see if it's actually able to be uploaded now. Subnautica Below Zero, Episode 2. Ding, ding, ding. It works. Okay, let me pause journey. Yay! It's finally able to be uploaded. It was only a friggin' Monday. This mod pack has like 150. Like, talking like my friggin' Subnautica. My Subnautica had like 100 and something mods in it by the end. Or like by that point I was calling it. I didn't even call that many. Not Five Nights at Margaret's. We're not doing that again. The definitive one will have only like 50. Really cutting back to the meat and potatoes of it, I see. Which is fair. Let's see. What was I gonna call it? Oh yeah, I was gonna call it Let's Go Gambling after what Blaze was saying. And it's gonna be the picture of the Crystal Caves. Excluding dependencies and library mods, yeah. Oh dang it. Oh dang it. Oh, that's great. That's a lovely episode. An ambitious continuation. Subnautica Below Zero. Did I actually update the playlist? Let's see if I did. That's always the test. Sometimes I don't. Oh yeah, I also gotta update the thing to not go like. Oh no, that's right. I think that's correct. But I'll just do it manually through YouTube. I always like to do it that way so it doesn't friggin' sort it. Okay, it is manual. Good. From before. It's the old playlist just with new videos in it. Let's go gambling. I don't know if that. Let's see. Oh, that'll probably work. It might have been the Subnautica playlist in the other one. Let's go gambling. Thumbnails. Whatever one has the crystal caves in it. Should be pretty easy to spot. Yeah. No, it's not the jelly shroom. It's different piece to that. Satisfactory, renew craft. BZ. Yeah, there it is. Oh, I just couldn't see it very well. Oh yeah, baby. Yeah, just make it public. I don't freaking upload stuff on a timely manner. I used to try doing that. I just like to do it whenever I'm done things. I don't think it really has much of a bearing on things. I'll let it upload. All right. Anything else I wanted to do before I got back? I don't need a description on Subnautica Below Zero yet. I can add that later. Subnautica finished. It is finished. I just haven't moved the last episode over. Do that tomorrow. Oh, there's something else I wanted to do. I don't remember though, so I'm gonna go back to Journey. Next thing you know, I'll remember it mid portion here, as I do. It's always how it goes. Hmm. We'll see if I can go past 3 hours. I think 3 hours might be a good wrapping up point, though. It's pretty early, but I've had a long day, long weekend. Could use some sleep. I don't need to directly continue my trend with Journey. I still have to recalibrate the the average and stuff to account for everything. It's gonna be nasty. I'm gonna have to do more, but I am determined. And it's not that bad, to be honest. It's a fun world to play in, even though I don't do much in this world. It's a one-trick pony, and I love it for it. Hop in Journey to the Farlands. What are we gonna do today? Let's walk. What are we gonna do today? Walk. Easy. It's funny how with Renewcraft in recent weeks before the hiatus stuff, I just like popped open the game literally just to look at like the timeline. That was it. You know, I could have like popped open the game to actually play it, but no, I just popped it open to look at it when people were playing just to be like, oh, are people still kicking? Are they having fun? Are they having any fun? I haven't looked at it recently. It's probably probably not very fantastic right now. Not that I really care. What'd you see? That's why I put the server on hiatus. There was like 2 people that went online in like 3 weeks at the end there. I could check it again, but I don't think it would have improved much because Nathan's kind of doing other things. I'm busy with my journey anyway. I'm better off just doing Journey to the Farlands. Just letting Journey ride out. That's another thing. I think once Journey's gone, it'll be easier to do like another thing as like the mainliner instead. Have fun with something else like Renewcraft. I was carrying player time. For a little while, yeah, it was like you and Devin. Because Devin always kind of played, even he's kind of dropped off. And of course, like saying a world's gonna go on hiatus doesn't give people much motivation to play it before it closes. Usually, I find like with Newcraft 2 when it was ending, it was just like you just pull the plug usually. Although that was usually because we had another world to go into. It was like, oh, let's end this world so a smaller group of us can go into a new world. And I was like, oh, this world's gone dead. Let's bring back another one for a month. What the heck? And at the end of that month, we were like, let's do a brand new season. And it's like, that just came out of nowhere, you know? Like, I'm not even joking. Yeah, I covered that one up. That was the actual thing that happened, though. It was like, didn't take the friggin' signs, did you? Friggin' not bashing you over the head. The inactivity. So yeah, just like if things are dead, I'm not gonna beat that horse. I got I got bigger fish to fry anyway. I got my other series and things I can look forward to. I gotta blow my nose again. Hang on. Yo, there's a friggin' How to Train Your Dragon out on. That's epic. Epic gamer moment in Minecraft. Well, you pop on to look at the server and not play on the server for the 11th time. Last notification. Blaze discovered enchanting. An entire dead week. Oh, yeah, that happened, yeah. Let me see. Let's see compared to before. Because I haven't looked at it since I said the server was going on hiatus in a few weeks. Oh! Oh! Oy vey. Yeah, Devin's gone radio silent with it. It's just been you and Nathan played once. And then Devin played once, like May 20th, a month ago. Devin last played a month ago. Yeah, it's been a few weeks. Interesting. Same old. The old gal ain't coming back to life anytime soon. Gonna need to give her some time. If at all. Alright, back to her. Been a minute though, I could come back before it closes. What day was it again? I think it's the 24th, because the 25th is when like the next cycle begins. And I'm not gonna do another cycle for it, of course. I probably won't come back unless we decide to do the end before then. Update comes up tomorrow. Oh yeah. I'll be knee deep in Journey. Obviously, it's not impossible to work in the server again, but I'm just like, maybe that'll bring me back to my legacy world. Yeah, that might be the shot going there. I'll just check it out at my own leisure when I get back into the server. I don't really have anything outside of that I play that's modern. It's kind of my main spiel, and I'm not super, raring to get back into that anyway, because that's what's been happening for the past few years. Yeah, that's fair though. Like it's a long-term world. It's kind of bound to be like that. I find I only ever go to the legacy world to catch up on the new stuff. Yeah. Kind of like good friends or whatever, where they don't like talk all the time, but they're still like thick as thieves type thing. It's kind of like that with like worlds. It's like you don't like play on it all the time, but that doesn't matter. Still want to build more though. I think I could add more to it given the space I made. There's always more blocks. Always one more block. Down. I don't know. I'm still debating on whether or not to convert the world to Java. I mean, why is it in Bedrock is the question, and why is it not in Java? Because if I had the choice to transfer a world to Java, I'd do it in a heartbeat. The only reason I haven't done that with Renewcraft yet is because Nathan doesn't have a computer. But maybe he'll get one. Who knows? Maybe things will change. Could always just go on hiatus until then, too. I'm not in a rush, although I'm sure other people might want to come back sooner than then, but I feel like bringing the world to Java might bring the world the spark it needs, apart from like completely starting from scratch. But I think I want to try and keep the same world if I can. But we'll see what the conversion and all that, if anything, if things go smoothly there. If everyone gets everything back. Xbox One Edition, originally Java-based engine, converted to Bedrock Edition because it was still on Xbox, transferred the world over to a flash drive, booted it on PC, kept it on Bedrock since. So what's the main thing stopping you from bringing it to Java? Is it just the fact that it's like the bedrock world? Is that like just like the thing? Is that just like just like the way you think about it, or losing my entities? Yeah, yeah, that's what the big thing. That's what I've kind of told people in like the stuff when they talk about Java, villagers and animals, and all the farms break too. Most of them, if they're like redstone. I don't know if you do have much redstone farms on your to save there, but most redstone is different on Java too. I didn't have much, yeah. Like Renewcraft wouldn't be affected too much. Like my gold farm would break, but I could build a new one. Got everything by hand. Yeah, honestly, I quite like to do the game that way on it, though, to be fair. I only got into the big farms because, well, I mean, like the gold farm, I just like a lot of XP. I just hate friggin' getting XP manually. But farms seem too broken to me. Yeah, that's fair. Could see that. I also like to take advantage of certain things, like pistons pushing like clay or pistons pushing mud over a dripstone to make clay. I think is a cool mechanic and stuff like that. Like certain stuff like TNT dupers on Java. Ooh, but that's the only thing. If I could keep my villagers, I would have done it already. Yeah, you'd lose your villagers, and the villager system. I think that's even a little bit different on Java too, slightly. Like pretty much a lot of different systems are different. Like I think Renewcraft's one of those worlds that it's not been around long enough that it could go. Of course, my pets, yeah. And that are always sitting in my base as decor. Your decor. Your animals sitting everywhere. Even with dog armor, I know they'll still die. Oh yeah, it doesn't help much in a lot of those cases. You still have to be pretty sharp with the food if you're gonna put them in danger's way. I swear, every time I take my pets out for something, they always freaking die. That's why I agree with you on keeping things, and yeah, cats no shot, yeah. I always just leave stuff at bases just because I don't trust it. Like I remember, well, horses obviously I bring around, but like I remember I brought like a horse out on an adventure and it freaking died. Like I'm just bad with animals in Minecraft. My pet wolves I think are pretty okay. I was decent with it, but like yeah, like beta here, the wolves in beta Minecraft are crazy, terrible AI. They like walk off cliffs and all sorts of things. Horses are the only thing I take. Donkey at one point. Old donkey. Yeah, horses is like the only fair thing to take because they have like the horse armor and stuff and like the tiers of it, and like they're actually useful to bring around. Whereas if you have like a pet like dog or whatever, it's like it's on its own kind of thing. You're not riding it. It doesn't have good enough armor, I'd say, like even with the dog armor. Oh yeah, Bean. Would you ever want to watch old clips of Minecraft on my old channel related to the birth of the legacy world? Maybe? I don't know. That seems a bit niche for me to watch. Like Subnautica is one thing, but I don't know. It's not really like anything I've invested in, but I guess. By clips, I mean 30 seconds. Yeah, it's like me with my legacy journey videos that I have that aren't like the streamed or recorded or anything. They're just like little like things I've captured just for like certain points of the journey back in the day. The lost footage of Journey, even though it's found. The parts of the lost part of Journey, I guess, though. It's kind of like that. Meanwhile, most of the old worlds are relegated to Discord servers and stuff like that for screenshots. Or Journey is just relegated to the screenshots folder. Oh yeah, just like funny moments like floating cactus or cactus generated on sandstone. Yeah, always gotta love that kind of stuff. I mean, I know walking this many blocks in Minecraft, that's for sure. Oh, I'm yawning. I think this is a good point to wrap up. I don't want to push myself. Gotta get good sleep habits. It starts with accepting the fact that not every day will be a perfect 37 thou. I'm not too far off. I'm like 35k today. That's pretty good. For like a day I wasn't really intending on doing much for Journey anyway. Probably send like 2 or 3 of those and maybe you'll recognize some of the stuff in the modern copy. Alright. Three-hour mark, yippee. Oh yes. A few journeys episodes have reached 3 hours. Just a few. God, Lufo, insane. Lufu is already 8.5 million. Lufu is gonna reach the Farlands in July. That's crazy. That's no lifing Journey. I'll tell you that, like from my point of view, from what I've done in Journey, that's no lifing Journey. It's not like obviously it's not like 24 hours a day type thing. But yeah, that sounds dreadful. Yeah. And Lupo was like, that's like the only thing I'm good at. So I'm like, okay, there you go. If you found the thing that works for you, then there you go. I couldn't do it. I got lost in the art of comparison a little bit, but honestly, I wouldn't really have it any other way with me because I couldn't really do it much more than I already have. I have a job and all sorts of things. Something been wanting me to do a journey. I don't know, man. Maybe if I was out of college, yeah. There's always later on, because journeying while in college, oh, like there's not really much of a friggin' point in doing it if you're doing it like once a week. I mean, I guess like the podcast or whatever, like Farlands or Bust, or that kind of thing, just going, you're going. But like, I actually want to see the Farlands and not have to do it for like a decade, you know? I have simple desires in life. I didn't intend for this to be a decade long. If I went into it with that being the intention, yes. But I was kind of going into it being like, well, I don't imagine I'll do this forever. I didn't imagine I'd be doing it much long at all. And so that's kind of how Journeys ended up. If I went into it being like, we're going to reach the Farlands in 8 months, then I would have definitely made a good effort and probably may have done that if I had the right opportunity. But to get somewhere fast in Journey, there's no shortcuts. There's no shortcuts in Journey, that's for sure. I mean, there's the Nether, obviously, but like, the Nether's no fun. I don't like the Nether. Old Nether is just. I couldn't imagine actually walking in the Nether properly. Props to whoever does it. I mean, I think they mostly just use the Nether roof, though, to be fair. Because if you did it the normal way, a lot of overworld pit stops, a lot of obsidian you have to bring and keep restocking. It'd be a weird thing. But yeah, coming from someone who's been walking for almost 3 years, it is a time. It is a time, and it does not change. You may think you get more tolerable to it. It's literally just how you approach it. Like I just have always been kind of open to it. Like if you're just like adverse to this kind of thing, like like the second you start doing it, if it's like, oh, then I don't think it's for you. I should be using sheets a lot more for list making. Oh, that's a good idea. I should probably do that. I just use my notebook because I got lots of empty pages in notebooks. But actually, like a document thing would be probably useful to organize things a bit more. But I see what you mean. So, okay, let me park. Yeah, I'm feeling the tiredness. Got up early today though too. I can sort it by letter. Yeah, something docs can't do. There you go. All right, where are we gonna park? Probably in the snow biome here somewhere, of course. Maybe on the shore here. Yeah, right there. I see a good spot. Maybe before the mobs come out, I could probably go here. There's no cave. Hilly hill. Diversion. I chose a different spot. Oh, gotta dig in a little deeper. The end of episode hidey hole. Nothing like it. What? Where'd my torch go? Oh, it was up there. Oh, my shovel's gonna break again. It's holding on by a thread. Among the last of my diamonds. The dying breed of journey. Pro shift clicking. I'm shift clicking. I'm shit clicking. Okay, let me see here. That's the end of the episode, Snowball. It's first time in Journey. Okay, we'll not say shit talking. Come on now. Anyway, yeah. Anyways, I gotta go to bed. I don't want to be freaking up till 5 a.m. doing Journey. So thank yous everybody for tuning in, and good commentary. Went the whole way again. Always a good stream. Yes, I will enjoy my time of 4 or beam of 4 in a door. Okay, cool. Thanks. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right. Peace out. Yeah, no thumbnail either. I'll friggin' use the auto generated one or something. I don't know. Whatever shizen I can come up with.